losing 7-2 in the group stage on that map 2G2. All the more reason to deliver here on Clubhouse. It's the Manchester Major Grand Final rematch. Team BDS, #1 in the world, versus the 4th ranked team, Unwanted. You guys are squarely in favor of the French for this map, but today has been a day for North America. Let's see if Unwanted can keep that momentum going.
77% fan vote in favor of BDS. Not a huge surprise. I mean, one team doesn't have an org and, you know, maybe lesser known players, if you will, but still, come on, guys. You didn't see the match earlier? Monty being banned away, Maverick being banned away, so it is still gonna be around the hard destruction of the map, of course, classic Clubhouse. And the Monty's interesting to me. When you're up against Unwanted, you can't really get the ideal scenario because Monty, Blitz, and Blackbeard, 3 shield operators, all very strong. And you're going to have Spirits play whichever is open. Yep. And he can do such a good work on either of those operators. So banning the Monty is just like well, something else will happen instead.
Ironically, we actually saw Spirits playing Blackbeard so well on Clubhouse that it was banned against him on Chalet. And then he just played Blitz and still had success.
Oh, yeah.
So Monty, if anything, is the one that they don't really play. So
it's the more passive option.
Exactly. And I guess that's why they themselves... Oh, wait, no, sorry. It was BDS banned that. I'm trying to get my head around this. So BDS have started on the blue side with defense, which means I believe that it was them who banned.
Oh, the round.
If they started defense, it means that Unwanted.
Oh,
yeah. It's just a UI kind of like mishap, but basically, yeah, it's crisscross. So BDS banned Tubarao and Montaigne. Yeah. Unwanted banned Maverick and Kaid, which does make sense as Unwanted banned Maverick earlier today.
Okay, so the big thing to note right now is that in the previous game for Unwanted up against WSNM, they played so heavily on Kite Tubarao combination that was the entire playstyle for Unwanted's defense. I know they're attacking right now, but when they get there, this will indeed be a very different Clubhouse than previously, which means all the watching BDS could do, they can still watch the micro stuff, like the player entry positions and the attack executes, but generally speaking, it should be a very different layout, which means the prep work that BDS did get to see shouldn't be all that valid.
And BDS are already showing us something we didn't see in the match between Unwanted and W7M at all this morning, which is a castle roam. We saw loose roams occasionally from W7M, but none of these, and I hate to use the word, SSG-style Clubhouse roams, which is all about that castle cutting off key lines of sight and the mute jammers playing for info and then hoping to peel back. We haven't seen Unwanted play against this today.
Also, this LS Shotgun is making another return. There's a couple maps now where we've seen it. Yeah. I mean, LS Shotgun here can be great for playing like inside a blue, dark tunnel, you know, those close quarter engagement areas. But the thing is, if you got Blitz, that beats anybody in close quarter because you... Oh, that's dangerous.
Yeah, Spirits loses his life early. Well done to Leakafak. A C4 to light up a lot of damage and then a quick shot to the foot to finish him off. Nice idea there for Unwanted. But Leakafak almost allowed to escape. Adam does eventually trade him on back. Unfortunately for Unwanted, though, those two teammates were not together enough to guarantee that they got the kill without losing Spirits.
I genuinely think they didn't expect Aroma to be there. It was a sole player of Leakafak hoping to go on drone. But I will say this, for Unwanted, I think that's worth the trade. Look at the attack and operator lineup. Who can you afford to lose if you have to pick one?
It's going to be that
Blitz. Yeah. The bug is needed for vertical play. He banned Capital for execute plus the can openers, and he banned for breaching. So this is best case scenario. You get the 4v4, you've roam cleared relatively quickly, you can still continue the round to do the full-on execute. And while this is happening, we see, because of Leakafak deep roaming upstairs, they are checking strip all the way through. They don't want to get caught off guard by a second roamer. And we, of course, know at the player HUD, there are no other roamers. It'll be a 4v4 brawl downstairs with over a full minute to go.
Where is the hard breach going to come out is my question. In theory, with the Kaid ban, should be a lot easier. Yeah, exactly. And you've got quite a lot of redundancy in the hard breach. Here comes the Hibana, opening up that kitchen hatch. There are impacts here from Shaiko and Bride. Are they gonna try and deny this? Oh. If we can have a look at the kitchen hatch, I'd love to know whether they managed to impact with that. Well, all the impacts are still in pocket, so I guess they didn't.
Most teams don't bother these days because of the impact grenade radius nerf. It's very hard to impact trick, and the risk of dying in this 4v4, I don't think is worth the risk, so to speak. If it was like a 4 versus 5 or whatever, you'd be a bit desperate. Of course, you can attempt it. Time is running a bit low, though. So Gavin and Hot and Cold, they've been droning, they've been waiting around, but it's their time to shine. Candela's fire smoke, gotta go out and gotta execute off this.
Ooh, I like that, though. Hot and Cold sending 2, now a 3rd. Candela goes down that moto hatch, obfuscating BDS. They don't know where this push is coming down from. BDS are in the numbers advantage at the moment. Adam looking for something. Spots a player, loses his life. Impossible for Unwanted to find a refrag. They keep pushing for it. But BDS doesn't give them anything. One small kill is barely a prize for Unwanted. BDS firing up after taking the opening round.
It's looking good for BDS that this team was there. They were just sitting in their 4 separate corners saying, we don't need to do anything right now. We need to allow Unwanted into right around the bombs at the perimeter, right? The motor door, the blue hatch drop. When they start challenging us on the crossfires, that's when we will lash back. So we saw every single engagement with BDS playing 2 versus 1. Of course, come out on top. That's that base and bomb side. Very bunker heavy. But CCTV, Jim, and if we will see it, bar bomb side will play out in a very different matter because it's going to be more about the map, verticality, the C4s extending around.
Dude, you are such a shill for this bar bomb side. You have to let it go, man.
No.
You have to let it go. Too much.
You know what I believed in when we first got here?
What?
The double rotating gym. You know what we see every single time?
Goddamn
the
round.
double rotating gym is still here, baby. So as long as I keep seeing these things, I will keep believing, James.
All right, I'm going to call it right now. This is actually going to be quite an attackers-sided game. Okay. And we're going to end up round 15, 7-7.
Yes.
And then,
bar.
Then we're going to go to bar, and then the defense is going to clutch up. That's what I'm calling for you now,
So
Nick.
it's just like Berlin Major Grand Finals.
Yeah, exactly.
It's phase row. So many finals we're talking about here, right, in the past.
Oh, we have quite a serious history book developed for Rainbow Six Siege. I mean, the first season of Pro League was in 2016. It's been a very long road.
It's crazy.
And here we are into 2025, culminating the 2024 season, as we do at the start of every calendar year.
You know, that first round didn't really go according to plan. And I think I understand what the problem was, and as this Unwanted, they needed more shields. They only had the Blitz, and Blitz died? What then? They got Blackbeard. They're doubling down. The only issue is, what counters shields the most in this game? I would
shields.
Say, yeah, shields. The other shield, Clash, Breday. One sap on a Blackbeard or a Blitz will guard break them, which means they're completely exposed to a melee or bullets and will just outright die. So, for Unwanted, their approach this round, figure out where the Clash is playing and send the shields in another direction. So if Clash is playing office, you can maybe Yinkadilla, try and blind the Clash, distract the Clash, but you gotta send in those shields as far away from Clash as possible, or you'll just simply die.
That guard break nerf that's come through to shield operators in the last couple of months has certainly given a bit of leeway to Clash. But here it comes. Candelas go out. Leakafak finds the opening onto that Ying as he tries. A C4 lands and finds its mark. Hot and cold. Completely destroyed. And here comes that Clash. Up the stairs for Adam as he finds one onto Shaiko. But he's left all alone and Leakafak easily picks him up. Flying start for BDS in the first 2 rounds of defense.
All right, so let's just talk about what's going to happen here. We're going to see the 3rd round play out. It's going to be a super big struggle phase for Unwanted. They're going to lose. Min will call a tactical timeout down 0-3. They will then the following 2 or 3 attack rounds. You know why I'm saying this? This happened just a couple hours ago against W7M, where Unwanted looked incapable of attacking and entering the building until their coach Min broke it down and said, guys, we got to make these changes. A complete playstyle adaptation, and they won the following 3, and they went on to take the map. This is Unwanted, where they're just early on figuring out BDS before making the right adaptations, because full bomb site rotation, basement, gym, CCTV, or whatever order you're gonna do it in. Then, second half, the last 3 attacking rounds, you now get a second attempt at it, but with the scouting information of the previous attempts, and they'll fix the problems. If they don't do that, they'll lose the map. So, I'm expecting it to happen.
Look, I would love to disagree with you, Pengu, but you just know what you're talking about somehow.
I mean, they showed it earlier.
I'm
just repeating what they did before.
And BDS was watching that just like we were.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
So they know it's coming, too.
They know it's coming. They're like, guys, we know that we're meant to win the first 3. It's number 4 that we should worry about.
And this is the thing. Leaky-Fact, the way he is as an IGO, BDS, generally speaking, they don't have a whole lot of strategies. They have a core base strat, as far as I understand. I haven't seen their stat book, but from what's watching them, and they will make these small adaptations to the base strat. Instead of having 20 different strategies, they have like 1 or 2, and they'll just change these small pieces around together, like the operators, the positions, etc., and just make that work. So I do expect BDS in round 4, 5, and 6 to be very well prepared and really change things up. Maybe, for example, they'll ditch the Clash entirely, but right now in the first, well, 2nd and 3rd round, it is working.
In contrast, we've seen a lot of strat books in the player cams, and I can't remember which team it was. I think it might have been Unwanted. It was one of the NA teams. A lot of them have played today. They had some wild names for their strap hooks, and they've got like multiple setups per bomb site. They've got the like this setup where we do a hard roam, and it's got like set operators and reinforcements. And we got this setup, and this attack. We go from this side, this attack.
They have names from them all, as you said.
Exactly. It's much more static, I guess, and
static.
prescribed rather than fluid.
Dynamic.
That's right.
Yeah. When we heard League Effect and some of the technical timeouts early in the tournament, he was like, guys, just do the top 4 strat, but we play the Jaeger here, we play the Sami there. It wasn't like, let's do the duck and go strat. It wasn't a name to it. It was about the operator, the positioning, so they all knew what to do about it. Unwanted, they slowed things down seemingly. No more rush shenanigans like we saw previously on the gym. It was a good attempt, but didn't really get anywhere. Question is, are they going to attack Catwalk Rafters? Fire comes out, Nate follows through. Who's going to cut the rotate here?
Oh!
He wins? Shaiko? He
got
both!
How? How on earth do you make that happen, Shaiko? It's a clip. Clip it and ship it as he looks for a third. And another head is found.
Too
Hot
easy.
and cold, put in the dirt. There's nothing for it. Unwanted in a 2 versus 5. How do you like that, Dream? Look for an exit frag or 2. It's just a matter of time before Shaiko finds you.
I mean, that was a big question, right? Can Shaiko show up? So far, absolutely. Calgraph held, kills have been gotten. He's still alive, still chilling. They can't quite clear this position.
Prone, these flashes will only last so long. Adam is now fully out of them. He needs Dream's flashes to come and support. And Adam wins that fight. However, takes a hell of a lot of damage in response. Still that clash on site from Bride. There's no way that Adam is going to be allowed into sight while that clash is alive.
Yeah, this is the problem. They hit the clash, just on the bomb site, waiting for the push to come. Adam's making his move, and it's a 1v3 against the Saps of Clash.
Yeah, he's going to get shocked into oblivion. He
Oh,
has
no.
no flashes. He can try and bait out a kill, but the C4 from Leak of Fact. 3 rounds off the rip for BDS.
Do we see a tactical timeout coming? Let's see it. Come on. Come on.
Oh, it hasn't been called.
Not yet.
Hasn't been
It
called
might
yet.
not happen. Maybe they're holding their nerve.
Vince waiting up.
No, there it is.
Bang!
There it is. Right on schedule, baby.
Damn.
So, unfortunately, on the B stream, we don't have like the comments from the coaches. But last time, it was a lot about just like playstyle changes for Unwanted. It was where they were entering the building. It was what operators they were playing. For example, they've been going kind of fast and kind of a little bit messy. They're not super strategical. They didn't go bottom garage. They're just kind of 2 guys breach, 1 guy garage door. After a technical timeout like this, I expect to go like 4 or 5 players together to get that first objective done and then move through the map instead of spreading thin across everywhere and risking those 50-50 gunfights that Shaiko excels at.
Well, pretty safe bet that this is going to be Church Arsenal for next round, considering Jim and CC are locked up. So here come the fist pumps. And just a reflection of this round, it was just headshot after headshot for Shaiko.
I mean, he only lands headshots. This guy doesn't body shot ever.
No, he doesn't need to. Good round.
Good round. Imagine being Bride, you played Clash back-to-back in rounds, Air shotgun the first one. You were literally just sitting there, winning rounds with 0 effort needed. I would love my teammates if I was Bride. I'm sure he does.
He has a kill somehow. I think he got the
Ella
last.
pistol
He
in
got
the
the
first
Ella
round.
pistol in the first round.
Yeah.
Right on.
He did.
Yeah.
Made a shotgun that round. So
it's been a very good start for BDS, and they go back to the basement, and a couple of operators have actually changed. We no longer have that cast. We no longer have the mute. Instead, leaning into the Fenrir, which Unwanted actually banned against W7M this morning, and it did enable them to go for that basement rush that they did on that round where W7M got an early pick.
That's true. Where Dream was popping off. I do think for Unwanted, though, they can break that first barrier, get the entry, like in the very first round, either to a 4v4, or of course keep the man advantage 5 versus 4. They'll be flying. It's great. But they keep just getting punished by BDS's aggression. Shaiko, of course, last round completely destroyed them. So right now, with the Blackbeard, with good drone work and utility, they gotta find this roamer up above and just take the map. As I said, 4 or 5 players working together step by step. This is Clubhouse. You need to reach the bomb site. You cannot win the map or the rounds off the roam clear. You have to get to execute.
Adam is searching for these Valkyrie cameras. I must have spotted the Valk in prep phase.
Well, the Fenrir mines as well,
And yes, found a Fenrir. One of the Dread Mines. No barricade here on dirt. Spotted that there's a Goyo.
Goyo's everywhere.
This is going to be difficult to go for an Arsenal execute with 3 Goyos. in this position. He could pop one of them for free at least.
Mind you, if you walk into the fire as a shield operator, it'll also enable the guard break animation so that they cannot rush through this.
And Solitov has found a pick. I don't know where Gav died, but the only fire this round will be from those Vulcans as the Capitao has been eliminated. It looks like that might have been Garage or vertical
Server
angle.
Garrett's angle somewhere, I'm sure.
Not playing together like you said they should.
Yeah, I mean, Dream was a little bit alone, but he's out of the building at least, so they have what? They have one person in dirt tunnel, that's hot and cold with the Qs and Blackbeard. You got 3 guys. See, that's a good execute together. Flashbang, hold the hallway, get the kill, etc. But because you lost Gavin earlier on, it's still not great. Now you got Solitov looking for more inside a bar. Yellow ping, he knows a drone is somewhere, pool table perhaps. And he can just stick around until they apply pressure. He has no reason to fall back until Unwanted tries to challenge him. And they're going for a very limited direct take, dirt plus kitchen hatch, without any vertical soft destruction. So very limited what they can do here. Okay.
Another Candela thrown. Oh, here's the Legion. Solitov in position. Easily takes down Spirit Teeth, hidden from that drone as Hot and Cold takes a hell of a lot of damage to that Nitro cell. Not a lot left in the tank for Unwanted. As I say that, a stray pick from Adam maybe makes it winnable. Solitov has gotten himself back to side. It's all up to Adam now as Users has farmed. And Brede steals the final kill. A 4th in a row now for BDS. That tactical timeout goes unused, unutilized, uncapitalized upon for Unwanted.
Devil's in the details, right? That drone they had in lounge was actually in the left side corner tucked in, which means it doesn't see the bar main door rotation. It sees some garage, it sees the server staircase to its right, but it doesn't see main door. So this call right here, that drone, oh, it's free, just go for it, don't worry about it. If that drone is a little bit further to the right, you can see more of garage, you can see all of the bar door, double door, and you still see the staircase. So it's one of those tiny details that can get you killed in the game of Rainbow Six Siege. I said Unwanted was going to win 2 or 3 of their attacks after the tactical timeout. Best they can do now is 2-4 half, which is great against half the teams. I'm not sure it's great against BDS.
Especially considering this is Unwanted's map pick. If this was BDS's map pick, different conversation. BDS, they do like Clubhouse. They've played it.
They can play it.
Yeah, they played a little bit. The last time they played it was actually at the Montreal Major Grand Final against W7M. They lost it in OT. Prior to that, they beat D+ in Manchester. Sorry, that was also in Montreal. Not a crazy result, I'd say. It's like a middle-tier map for BDS, in my view.
I think when you're a great team in Siege, you can play maps like Chalet, Oregon, Clubhouse, regardless of your playstyle preferences, because you know the game at such a high level.
Yeah.
And BDS, they were famously known in Europe, domestically, that they would fail to get the walls open in CCTV, in a CCTV attack, but they'll still win the round flawlessly by walking in Garrett's door, Shaku getting 4 headshots, and that's just that. So it's one of those, when BDS can't do their attacks correctly, they can frag it out. Unwanted right now, they're not hitting their shots. I mean, they have 1 kill on 3 separate players, 0 on Hot and Cold, and Adam with 4 kills. They're not hitting their shots, not getting to execute, not getting the roam clear. This is Unwanted having 3 separate objective and win conditions and reaching 0 of those 3. It's worst case scenario, and it's why they find themselves down 0-4.
Every single round, BDS are the ones who found the opening kill. Unwanted struggling in these early rounds. They're struggling in the mid rounds. And they're failing to find executes in the late rounds. Opportunity to take down Users goes baking finally. After spotting it in the early round, that Valkyrie camera goes down. But this bomb site being Gym Bedroom, almost half the round is done. Nowhere near enough progress has been made. A C4 ripped for Users, goes outside. Finds very little, but it might not matter. Leakafak is cut by Gav on the retreat. Now that is a big kill, taking down not only the captain, a top fragger for BDS, but also the smoke.
Also, mind you, this is the first time Unwanted. There are 5 players literally shoulder to shoulder. Garrett, CCTV breach. They get the first step, they get the opening pick, taking CC control. Now, instead of challenging the room further, at least right now at most of the manpower, we're going to rotate around, get those windows opened up, try and get the jacuzzi breach, the office hatch, and just really try and put BDS into a very few corner positions on the site itself. Because you killed the smoke, you bought so much time on the clock. There's no Goyo fire, there's no toxic vapes. You just can't mess this one up. Gotta get Kali in position, get that final lance out, hit the door, deny the bandit, breach the wall. They don't get tricked. So now once they have quite literally everything they could possibly want, all they have to do is execute it cleanly with a manpower advantage.
Adam snuck downstairs to hopefully catch someone that rotates below for a C4. Shaiko, yeah, I don't know how he managed to land that, but Kali is dead. He was on the master windows. The vertical game starts to be established by that Deimos of Adam. And Shaiko aware that there is a player downstairs for Unwanted. With 25 seconds left to play, not a lot of options available. Oh, but a stun assisted from the player above enables Adam to find his kill. It's just him and Dream, though. And there's 3 players left on the site for BDS. They're just holding their positions. Dream rounds his corner, finds his pick. Needs to reclaim that diffuser. Meanwhile, BDS are covering it from outside. They've covered off the window. Users finds Dream. It's all up to Adam now.
Where's it going?
What's going on, Solotov? How do you let him get past you like that? How do you let him refrag you like that? How on earth have Unwanted won the unwinnable round?
Where are you running? He killed the person of Dream outside the window, seeing the diffuser, and he runs back towards the bomb site. There's 5 seconds left. Stay in CC, go garage, run down the red stairs. Maybe let go of your mouse and keyboard, you'll still win the round. But you're running towards your final opponent, my friend, and you knew he was there because you just killed your teammate.
That was magical. What the hell was this? Adam at his first Six Invitational, a 3K. Look at the timer.
1-3.
Less than half a second left to go. I can hardly believe it.
All I can say is Adam must have gravitational pull towards Solotov. That's the only explanation there. He's running towards him like he wanted a nice big hug.
Oh, Solotov absolutely cooked it there. It's quite a way to choke the first round for BDS. They were up 4-0. It could have been 5-0 very easily.
Good news. They were up 4-0. It's not a huge loss. But this is one of those things where because you're up with such a significant lead from like a player's mentality perspective, this doesn't matter. You can totally laugh at Solotov and he'll laugh at himself.
Yeah.
But if this was like a 3-3, 4-4 barn burner, oh, that can tilt you.
Yeah.
So BDS, who has had a slow start, who's had a bit of a mental difficulty from the player cams, look, this is like the best time this kind of blunder could have happened. They're still completely in this. And for Unwanted, Adam specifically is going to get super fired up. We just need the rest of the players, most notably Hot and Cold and Spirits. They are big playmakers against WCNM. They've been nearly invisible so far in this first half.
Well, final round of attack for Unwanted. They'll bring the Glaz, they'll bring the Sens. The Blackbeard makes a return. They have something in mind.
Oh, yeah.
Look to brute force from the breach, perhaps. Is this an early set play?
I think it's going to be happening soon. Just a small spoiler here. The Glass cannot see through the Sense projector wall since the rework, so they cannot use it to cover the Glass for vision, but they can use the Sense projector, get it inside the bomb site, and of course cut it in half, making BDS unable to see anything else. The issue is there are 2 C4s in pocket. They can do a lot of damage.
They need to start baiting out using the projectors. They've done that now.
What is this?
There's an Aruni gate, Syria gate. As a smoke is trying to contest here on the rafters position. And the execute likely to try and come out before too long. The projectors haven't made a lot of progress. Here comes Spirits though. He's jumped straight inside. The projector enabled him to go for an aggressive play, jumping in the window and now finishing off Shaiko as well. However, Likofak and Users come to life. Big C4. You said it, Pengu. And Users, well, he listened. He's 8-1 at the moment. He's been untouchable. Dream and Hot and Cold to try and pick up the pieces of what was an unsuccessful set piece for Unwanted.
Yeah, I didn't see the explosion from Unwanted there. The issue is this breach right here, it's a vault breach. So the sound cue will be there for BDS. Nobody felt confident to go in through that wall either. If that was a thermite breach, you can sprint on in. But because it's a Selma breach from the Ace, it doesn't really work that way. 2v3, projector wall and pocket of Hot and Cold. This is still winnable. The issue is there is that one C4 remaining that can shut down this plant attempt. So when Dream goes to this, he has to be careful.
And here comes Breed 8. C4 in pocket, ripped, tossed.
Oh, he eats
Boom! Dream is down. Hot and Cold has no way to help him. And now he has to look for some kills. The swing tempted from Users here. Volts inside. The sound cue palpable here for BDS as they try and hold on. And they will definitely hear that as well as the Sense projectors deactivate. Likofak runs through the projector and takes his head clean off. It's a 5-1 half on the defense for the French.
Unwanted not all committing to the same plan there. I love the entry from the Spirits, getting the job done, getting inside, but the C4 double kill, I mean, that's going to make things back to even, to a 3-on-3. But the issue is defenders, they're all inside the building, they're all playing by the bomb site. The attackers are still outside. The issue with these kind of rush strats, or the weakness rather, is you fully commit, you usually get one good go at it, and you know the outcome of that defines the entire round. So I want to see the other players of Unwanted commit together. We win together, we lose together, we get kills together, and we die together. No one's sitting outside saying, "Oh, I mean, I got my kill when they ran in," you know, and then what?
Yeah. Another question for me is, like, how do you deal with that C4? Because there's not a lot of places that you can move to in that CCTV bomb site, and you're worried about being exposed to an angle here or there or a wall bang. Meanwhile, a C4 tosses out to default plant spot. That'll kill like a huge radius.
It will. Honestly, this is really like this is impossible because it's like hindsight. But I think the best case scenario is you jump in with Spirit, you kill the catwalk player of the Aruni, and then instead of staying on bomb site, you fall into that garage catwalk rotate, and you just take garage control. You have breach control. You reset the 5v3. The C4, of course, is gonna come out in response because you're rushing. You gotta use the C4, right? You can expect it. And then after that happens, then you go again. But they kept staying in the fight. The C4 came out. They didn't expect it, and 2 players died. But it's hard. You're pushing, you're yelling, you're going. The comms are crazy. They're not going to play perfect. That's the beauty of rushes. They're messy.
And you have to thrive in that chaos to pull off a rush.
Exactly. Sometimes it doesn't work out.
Well, Unwanted have a chance to come back here on their defensive side. Nade tossed out.
Beautiful nade.
Yeah, that's going to clear that Kiba. No worries. Leakafak is tempting fate. There's a crossfire allowed here from Spirits down below. Another player trying to contest it. Solotov below, and he does land that headshot onto Gav. Meanwhile, the rest of the players from Unwanted appear to retreat back to site.
Really respect Gavin. We saw him on Chalet earlier today, also holding those really tough positions, fighting for his life. But this time, BDS a little bit too clean, a little bit too precise. They pick him apart with grenades and a triple crossfire. And now Unwanted, they just sacrificed Hot and Cold upstairs as well. He's completely alone.
Leakafak's in an awkward spot, though. This C4 might finish him. A lot of damage done. And the finish off as well from Hot and Cold. Round in the corner is Users. 8 kills. And he hears the phone ringing from Hot and Cold. Takes his head clean off. He can hack the cameras as well. Good trade from BDS. Worthwhile, though unfortunately they did lose that Blackbeard.
Yeah, and it's again, they don't fully commit. They sell Gavin on Catwalk. They sell Hot and Cold top red. And then somehow, while that happened, a 3rd player died elsewhere by the bomb side. Maybe trying to go up a staircase but getting shot down. Unwanted are not fully committing to the same strat right now. And it's costing them because BDS, they want one thing. And it's the same thing for all the 5 players. 4 left alive, fall in a 4v2 with so much time to work over a full minute.
There's so many options here for BDS. You open hatches, you go for kitchen execute, go for a blue execute. It's a 4v2. Do you just send it and trade? Info on site, a spot that Dirt is actually completely barricaded over. That's a very early push in. There was a good trade. Yeah.
You said it. Just push in and take the fights?
I guess that's all you got to do at the end of it. Just run straight inside. BDS have the numbers. They flood the site. They trade it out. And that's map point.
I hate to be the bearer of, not bad news, but be that guy. But like, if Solotov didn't run it down, it would have been a 7-0. It actually would have been. Not that it matters for any reason at all, but just to speak to the sheer dominance right now from BDS and how Unwanted are not able to hang right now.
Yeah. Only round Unwanted won was by an impossible clutch from Atom that, Solotov's probably going to be laughing at himself for. This has been one of the most dominating matches that we've seen so far, and it's funny because it comes from a roster that we saw this morning make quick work of major champs 2-0. Now Unwanted on this same map cannot hang with the big boys of BDS, and this is where that advantage, the seed advantage from coming first in your group, like BDS did, comes into play. That bye means that all morning they've had a sleep in, they've been chill, they've been watching the Unwanted W7 endgame, they've had so much time to prep. Meanwhile, Unwanted have been sweating in their boots, getting ready to play major champs, right? Here they come after already playing 2 maps today, and Unwanted are struggling against BDS on Club.
It all just goes to show how big of an impact operator bands and playstyles can have. Unwanted, they could slide through their defenses playing 2 Dark Hide, and they all knew how to play around that so well together. Because the operator bands being what they are, they're forced to a much more proactive, dynamic roam game, which is not the strength of the team or the individual players. That's not what they're known for. And I like this from BDS. Banning the Maverick, banning the Kite. I guess it's flipped right now, but yeah. Well, so Unwanted themselves banned the Maverick and the Kite, but then BDS, they banned the Two-Brow, matching and Phila saying, you can't hide behind these walls. They will be open on the defensive side, and you're starting attack, by the way, which you struggled on already earlier today. The issue is you can be good on one side of the coin, attack or defense, and it can get you quite far, but up against the best in the world, you gotta be good on both sides.
Yeah. Very much so. Now defense for Unwanted down a couple of roamers all over the place,
Gavin.
and one is caught out. It's Gav. Solotov quickly entering into garage. Plenty of information. He catches that rotate, ill-advised from Gav.
Timing's unreal. I mean, this is BDS just putting out their feelers and saying, okay, what happens if we make some noise over here? Okay, Gavin looks the wrong way. Let's just walk in garage with the drone pre-placed and just get it done. EMP went out. Exothermic charge followed through. BDS to beat the CCTV wall. Grim Beast, red pinks, drones, yellow pinks. They got so much intel, and they got leak effect blocked downstairs. There's a roamer and bar though. Extreme looking for a flank. It's a huge kill if he can get it.
This is great. The pre-opened holes on stock enable this push from Dream. He's been timed. It's so unfortunate for him. Leakafak went outside at just the right moment. Leakafak seemingly has information on his position. Loses the fight regardless. Right idea from Leakafak, but not the result he was looking for. Regardless, BDS are in. Shaiko's found tons of ground, and Bride's found a pick onto Spirits. It's all up to Dream. Full HP and a Dream to try and save the map. And look at that from BDS. They're not going to give him an inch.
No.
They're going to use the util. He might find one down, but he can't find another. BDS, easy as you like. Dismissing Unwanted 7-1.
That looked way too easy. A call from Solotov to celebrate the team. Now, of course, got more to go, but a great first out here in this Best of 3 series. And it looked like they had such a good read on Unwanted because they were prodding and prying on the CCTV side, expecting a flank from Bar. League Effect had the perfect read, but lost the gunfight. But it goes to show how much in their head it is they are towards Unwanted, and just how much prep work they've done for this.
Well, they couldn't get it done in Manchester, but they're looking a lot better in Boston. It might have been a calamitous group stage for BDS, but here in the playoffs, they're back in peak form, and we'll be back for a second map after this quick break.
Ouais, choque-les, choque-les, ouais, choque-les, 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 ouais, voilà ce qu'ils me disent, les entends parler et ils maîtrisent, j'arrête que pour rafler la mise, petit pas sur la piste et le succès je l'ai pisté, disque la place du premier, fais monter la côté, sur moi tu mises gros, tu connais déjà l'équipe, ça criera au complot, je prends le double, on est quitté, je fais la magie des chiffres, la somme je la triple, la concurrence la dribble et le stade est en délire, ça fait choquer, j'arrive pour tous les choquer, toute la foule elle est choquée, j'espère que t'es accroché, gauche droite esquive les rageux, coach m'a rajouté du temps de jeu, dans l'action ouais je me sens en feu, je suis on fire, je fais la différence au compteur, money time ça shoot sur le buzzer, je suis on fire, choqué, j'arrive pour tous les choquer, toute la foule elle est choquée, j'espère que t'es accroché, choqué, j'arrive pour tous les choquer, toute la foule elle est choquée, j'espère que t'es accroché.
Players' feedback is everywhere on Siege, from reports, survey analysis, meetings, playtests, workshop studies, watching streams and videos, designing comms, reading thousands of comments a week, answering DMs. It's insane. So players do have a fancy seat at the table, no question. They just have different opinions. Sometimes it's a little puzzling, but that's all good. Siege ID critical player base is a driving force.
I'm listening and we're all taking in so much of your positives and your concerns and trying to make the game just a better place for everyone.
You know, I'm a player myself, so I also have my own opinions, but I also think it's nice to have a good, well-rounded opinion of the sentiments that come out of the community, and it really helps me better my feedback. So when I'm in play sessions for balancing or new operators, I can not only give my own personal feedback, but try my best to bring the community into that play session.
These players are the best players, basically, in the game right now.
So having their feedback introduced into, our decision making, I think it's really crucial to have. So it's definitely why this workshop is so important.
The workshop is important for me because I like to see kind of the future that the devs want to bring the game to and how we can help bring that into a good space for everyone.
I love the workshops because I think it gives you a real opportunity to see like why things are being done, kind of what the thought process was, the steps behind things. I just love seeing other people have passion for the same game.
We play the game 24/7, practice and understand what can be a little bit too strong or maybe a little bit too weak, so being able to help is a massive thing.
I got to give it to these guys. The dev team, you guys have really been hitting it, man. Like the new operators they bring in that just find different ways to change the game, but not break the game.
All of it is so...
Welcome back, BDS! Well, they took no time to take down Unwanted. Easy 7-1 on Unwanted's map pick of Clubhouse. Looks to be a bit of a speedrunning day. We thought this was going to be a day of bangers, Nick, and to be fair, these games have been solid, but unfortunately for Unwanted, they haven't had much in this series so far.
No, one of the problems here is if you can't really, clutch up in the early stage of a round and, get to the bomb site in Clubhouse, the round will be over very, briefly after. We see them actually have a couple of rush attempts from Unwanted at the attacking side, but BDS was so ready, rather C4s or Shago hitting headshots, they always had an answer to shut down Unwanted, and they could never find their footing on Clubhouse.
Yeah. Round one by Unwanted, and it was on the back of a 1v2 clutch from Adam that probably shouldn't have happened. So if that's anything to go by, BDS absolutely shellacked them. I don't know what you can say about Clubhouse, but here's the stats. 11-4 for Solotov, 9-1 for Uzis, 6-1 for Bride. Yeah, these guys are untouchable. There was nothing for it.
Yeah, we gotta see. I mean, yeah, Spirits, Hot and Cold, Gavin, that's like the three big boys that I think of when I think of like the entry spearhead getting stuff done for Unwanted. And it tells a story. They were struggling on their entries. They had 2 opening kills the entire map so far. That means they played every single round, 4v5, dying early, etc. We gotta see them step up, whether it's more support work from somebody like Dream, getting the drone entries, just the individual players hitting their shots. They can't do it like that.
Yeah, Solotov had more kills than 4 of the Unwanted players combined, and Users had the same amount as 4 of the Unwanted players combined. Oof. It's not a good sign for Unwanted. Of course, that was Clubhouse. It was Unwanted's map pick. So, yeah, next up we go to Consulate. Yeah, according to my stats, Consulate is a middle to low preference for both teams. But in terms of recent history, the most recent I got is it's one of the few maps that BDS won in the Montreal Major Grand Finals against W7M. For Unwanted, last time I can see that they played it, it was actually at the Six Invitational. They lost it to Team Liquid, who've had a bit of a rough slog so far. So as much as I want to be on the cope here, I think this is another 2-0.
I mean, it could be. My big fear is that the struggles that Unwanted they were facing on Clubhouse, not getting in the building on the attack, with the entries, that exact problem will only get worse on Consulate, where defenders are even more favored, and there's just less ways to get in the map. Top floor attack, CEO Repel, Yellow Skylight, and Staircases, that's your options. So if you can't get it on Club, you really gotta just hit this on a new momentum on Consulate, and hopefully Mint can get the guys in right shape.
Yeah, if there's anything going for Unwanted here, it's that BDS are starting on the attacking side. Now, you think it's hard to attack Clubhouse, it's really bloody hard to attack Consulate. So Unwanted start on the favored side. They don't have as much pressure on them. They can kind of sit back and play around reactively based on what BDS are doing. But they didn't have much luck on their defense club anyway.
And they got to play both sides eventually.
Exactly.
They can go up 6-0 and still go overtime.
Yeah. Should we get to it? Border is where we settle it. And you were already pretty worried about Unwanted on Border, right?
I mean, if you have 4 players dropping 3 kills or less and you want to play Border, nah.
Not when Users is going 9-1, not when Solotov is 11-3 or whatever ridiculous scoreline he was. Even Bride is fragging out. Guys, if Bride is fragging out and the team is winning, then something is wrong for BDS.
3D slander.
And he's good. He's just like a backline clutch player. So
he's just a backline clutch player? He's one of the best in the world backline clutch players ever.
Just a backline clutch player.
That's what you said?
But he is a backline clutch player. Okay. So if he's going 6-1 or whatever, then you know something's going wrong for their opponents if BDS is getting kills.
All I'm saying is this is all recorded. We can go back and look at it, and then we can settle it then. Because you said just.
We might have to. Okay, so looking into Consulate as the next up map here for Unwanted, keeping in mind that this is to stay in the upper bracket. The winner of this series not only continues forward into the upper bracket semi-finals, but makes it to next Friday on the main stage. Like, that's
really good.
A huge break. It's Sunday today, right?
Yeah.
You get a break until Friday.
That's kind of criminal.
That's crazy, right? Yeah. You lose this, you go down to the lower bracket, you have to play a hell of a lot more games to even have a shot at making it to the main stage. You have to be playing in the lower bracket semi-finals in order to get that. So it's a huge upset for whichever team fails and goes down to the lower bracket, and it's hard to imagine that being anyone other than Unwanted right now.
I will say, though, if there was a team that would benefit from lower bracket, in theory, it would be Unwanted. You make a lower bracket run, you get more exposure, you play more games, you get more experience, and a higher chance of an org picking you up because you can show how great you are. And if you win aside from lower bracket, you'll be a GOAT team.
That is the most like 300 IQ player,
Yeah.
and I can't believe it, but I actually agree with you. Unwanted going through the lower bracket means they get way more airtime, way more marketing time to any prospective orgs, which, by the way, if you guys are listening, do you like Rainbow Six Siege?
Yes.
Do you like really good teams
Yes.
that have major championship experience? Do you like teams that get to the top of Six Invitational?
Absolutely.
You should 100% pick up Unwanted. And maybe like I feel like we should just start calling them Wanted, because I can sense like through the camera, through the TV in front of me, all those orgs that have like millions of dollars back home that are ready to pick up a big North American team. I can sense them like wanting to pick up these guys.
Yeah.
So you guys should do that, because if you don't, someone else will, and then you're going to look silly when they win the reload or the major or whatever's coming up.
It's a fair point. Completely fair point. Now, they could also go lower bracket and go home tomorrow. That's also a possibility. That's not going to happen, of course. We want to go further. We do. But they got to show us at least a little bit of grit here in Consulate, because BDS are not, I would say right now, seen as the best team in the world. They've had a sloppy, inconsistent performance at SI so far. You still got other teams like Furia, FaZe, Shopify Rebellion, those like G2, who's been undefeated.
Well, can we just spoiler A stream has been undefeated and hadn't even dropped a map until today when they got 7-2'd by SSG.
Yeah, that's happening
Saucy
right now.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened, by the way.
I mean,
actually, there's no undefeated teams left because FaZe lost.
Right.
Wow.
To SSG.
No. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
SSG has just defeated, well, at least defeaated FaZe and half defeated G2. the only two undefeated teams. Well, at least they have broken part of G2's record by taking away their unbesmirched record of not dropping a single map so far. Yeah, it's been a wild run so far for SSG.
Speaking of lower bracket run, when G2 won in Sign 23, it was a lower bracket run. So there's all these teams that are great, that are fighting for a lower bracket dominant run, and it just means that it's going to be stacked down there.
And who played in the lower bracket last year at Six Invitational in Brazil?
No, don't do that to me.
It was W7M.
No, don't do it to me.
It was W7M. They made it all the way through that lower bracket.
Take on
They
FaZe.
were down 6-1 on the final map of the grand final.
Ridiculous, by the way.
And then they won it from there. I'm preaching to the choir. You know full well what happened.
Okay, so let's go back, because I don't remember this, and I cast it, so I'm horrible for this. TSM Empire in the year before in 22.
Ooh.
Was that also? I feel like that was also. It was a lower bracket run, because TSM won.
Yeah, TSM won. And TSM were also an open qual team, by the way. They were LCQ roster.
So it's like literally lower bracket is the go-to spot. It's like that's like 4 SIs.
Lower bracket OP. You know what? Okay, hear me out then, guys. Unwanted need to lose here so they can make their lower bracket run and win the whole event. Nah, we're just joshing you. It is 1-0 up in the series for BDS, and what was already a one-sided social prediction from you guys at home has become even more so. BDS looking very solid after a 7-1 on Clubhouse. We go to their own map pick of Consulate Unwanted. Well, they got their work cut out for them. Let's dig into it. They start on the defensive side, and the Manchester Major Champions are going to need all your energy to defend their spot and rock it to top 6 at Six Invitational here on home turf in North America.
Library respect has been paid. Deimos suffers as well. These target bans to both Spirits and the likes of Shaiko removed from play. Adam, of course, had his clutch on Deimos when Unwanted did attack. the only round victory that they had. And on Clubhouse, we saw the Kai Tuber out, all that strat utility, but Consulate doesn't play around the hard breaching as much. We could see very different operators.
Yeah, well, the hard breach is valuable, but only on one bomb site, which is the basement. Like, you can...
That's always annoying.
True, and I guess you can still engage in some hard breach mini games on the top floor. There's one wall you typically want to get. I would have thought the two-brow would maybe make a better ban. I do like this from Unwanted, though. We saw with their drones how much they were looking for those Valkyrie cameras on Clubhouse, even picking the IQ at some point. They were really worried about those Valks. And, yeah, BDS, love it. So get rid of that. Leaves plenty in, though. Leaves a lot of traps in. Leaves Goyo in. On the attacking side, we still got your Thatcher Maverick. It's going to be a pretty easy hard breaching game, considering the only hard breach adjacent operator that's been banned is one for defense.
I do think a lot of this map comes down to the first half of the round, the roam clear, the entries, etc. for both teams, of course. Consulate, like, for example, this piano lobby bomb site, if you take top floor control, you break apart the verticality, and you have, like, a pretty easy way forward. But if you struggle to get inside the building top floor, you simply cannot break this apart unless you clutch up or hit some nasty shots later on. So it comes down to BDS and Unwanted's ability to entry frag, which they're both very capable of. But the individual players of Unwanted did not really wake up throughout all of that Clubhouse match. So hopefully now they're ready to wake.
Well, there was one round of the 8 that we played on map 1 where Unwanted got the opening kill.
That's not good.
Ironically, it wasn't the one that they won.
That's what happens when your win is a clutch. It usually leads to something happened that didn't go according to plan.
Or a lot of things that happened that didn't go to plan.
Like this, though. The Ella, the Captain, the Legion, the Goyo. Unwanted is saying, we're going to take fights, we're going to have traps, we're going to slow BDS down, make them weaker on the map, and have these different win conditions work out for you. But BDS got Twitch as well, which can deal with so many of those gadgets.
That's true. It's abundant chip damage available for Unwanted with the Goyo, Legion, Capcan, right? Like, especially if you're putting those Capcan traps, not doubling them up and putting them on separate doors. You light players up in the early round and mid round in gunfights, they'll be walking into those traps and dying very quickly. Mute jammer makes things a little difficult. Users has to come over with his baby Emps. Yoink. Easy peasy.
All for leak effect, which inside of admin office, mostly, he just walks on in. You can hear the players. The jammer on that door most likely though, so hot and cold shouldn't be called anymore. He's not, no. The other thing, leak effect, BDS, they're inside the building on step 1. The first wall will be found here. The soda machine meeting portion of the map. Breaking that apart can be difficult, so I'd expect some utility here. The Grim Bees, maybe a second door could be called, something like that, because they need to clear this before anything else.
Typically, it's very hard to clear this position that Gav is playing at the vending machine. But at the moment, I don't think that he's got a lot of support. There's no nades left remaining. Shaika's used both of his. But someone cutting off the position and someone swinging would be certainly helpful. That said, leak effect goes down. Gav also pops the Vulcan canister and it prevents a refrag push here from Shaiko. BDS simply did not have the util to clear that position.
They joined out a little bit late. Leak effect, he pre-fired it, but it was very last second. 5 Grimbees and Bug of Breed not being used, but look at this. User swings out.
Good kill for Usus. His 10th for the series. As Unwanted wait out this E1D, Lion scan. Bride wants to make progress, but he's worried about mute jammers on the site. He can't scan up ahead. Usus still keenly looking with that SMG-12. Wants to make it further on that top floor before they go and execute down below onto site where Unwanted have peeled back their defense.
Love how much Unwanted are fighting back right now. They're swinging, they're contesting the map. They're not just giving them space for free. We see it right now from Adam. You hear Solotov by the main door. The 50-50 swing. DMR close range. 2 bullets takes you out. Spirits myself up above the Shaiku. Down the count.
Oh, bit of damage done to him though. Meanwhile,
trade.
Everyone dies for BDS. Unwanted looking solid. Spirits has found some. Adam did get traded, but at least he supported his team. In doing so, Gav found a second kill. It's up to Bride now on the top floor. He's got an inkling of where these players are. And that is certainly going to make it a little bit easier. Wow, C4 doesn't help him out much, and he's going to get verted by Gav. A 3K on the round.
Really good start. Again, the roaming, taking the fights, playing with confidence, not falling back when a single drone comes in towards your direction. It shows us they don't want it. You're still mentally in this and able to fight back, where some teams, when you go down 1-7 on previous map, they go, this is not good. We're scared. We didn't get any kills. That's the best case scenario for Unwanted. And of course, benefit of starting defense on the Consulate. It is a lot easier than the attack inside. You can get comfortable, but this is just, if anything, showing us it might very well be a very long map and not a quick one like previously. Oh. Speaking of Tuberao, you said that might get banned out. He's getting played.
Yeah, without a Kaid or a Bandit or even a Mute, like, it's the only wall denial. And it's not really wall denial, it's more wall delaying. So it's a curious decision to bring that, because it's not going to be like a hard stop to hard breach. Just going to be a little bit of a delay. Perhaps they've read into this. Maybe they think that BDS go for the breach like late in the round and they just want to deny it.
Oh, I think they're going to go backside. Look at this operator lineup.
No hard breach.
Oh, there it is. They're changing their mind. But yeah, it was like, no hard breach, blitz, goalkeeper line. I was like, yeah, they're not going for a breach, James. But, you know, last second decision changes there.
Perhaps they saw the clash. I know Hot and Cold was hiding it for a little while. But yeah, if you see the clash, you're not going to be picking blitz and going for a rear rush.
You really can't. I mean, clash can just completely stop that push alone. Of course, now with double hard breach, what you can do is a split take. We send one breacher, Ace here on the backside, and Sword Topping Banner could possibly go on the front side. You go forward the map and you pinch them in the middle. That's where, again, you're basically trying to attack from as many different positions as possible to make Clash make a choice. Which one am I going to hold and which one will my teammate hold? And then there will be a gap somewhere, as we found by BDS. But that's where you double down the mirror windows on top of it. And there is no Ashe in play. They need these hard constructing operators to rotate on over and deal with the mirror windows.
One thing I am worried about here for BDS, though, is they don't have any vert. They've used all of their vert potential from Leakafac and those breaching charges on soft walls downstairs. There's one left, but it's not going to be a lot of vert possible. And the freeze from the Tuberao will stall out this breach on the main garage wall. Worried about a C4 coming out from over the top. Sharko looking very patient. Meanwhile, Adam's just going to continue delaying slowly but surely. Here comes Dream. The Leakafac finds him. Aggressive from the clash, but unfortunately for Unwanted, doesn't bode well for them.
It's the plan for BDS, right? Apply pressure in as many areas as possible to make Hot and Cold's Lifehouse Clash more complicated. Brede somehow is inside the bomb, so he's found the gap.
He almost saw someone for a brief second as well, but Adam turns on him and takes him down. Good trade from Brede. Might be enough done here for BDS. They still have numbers. They just need to figure out a way to get past his clash. As I say that, Brede's taking him down. I don't know where that came from. Spirit's now in a real pickle. Missed his smoke, trying to hold on to the spiral stairs.
There's no one here.
He's the last one left, and he has been red dead to rights. He finds Solotov. A good shot, good little spray. And a new haircut for the Turk. Leakafac forcing that plant down now on site. BDS assuming post-plant positions. And this is going to be an impossible task here for the lone Canadian as he makes his way back to site.
Poor Spirits. I mean, he held his ground, got his kill, and stuck it out, but this is not enough. The team fell apart around. Team has 1 HP. Shotgun SMG. Damage onto Leakafac. That's not enough to get the injure.
Yeah, and Leakafac will finish him off eventually. Very solid, very convincing attack there from BDS. From start to finish, they looked solid. There wasn't much Unwanted to do. They tried to get aggressive, but they couldn't hack it.
It was a very good, fun run to watch for me because both teams had the same objective in mind. The defenders of Unwanted, they wanted to close as many areas as possible and funnily attack through one position and just put the clash in that spot. That was backside. The way they did it, they were Tuberao freezing the main breach, meaning that for the first half of the run, like minute 30 seconds, they could only attack from yellow door and the back take. And it worked really well, despite Leakafac getting a pre-fire kill behind the clash. But then the problem came. Brede was in the site out of nowhere, just walking into yellow door, and that backstep double 2 kills, hitting both the player, that's the anchor, and the clash shortly after. It completely ruined the round for Unwanted. I don't know how Brede got in there. I guess he just pushed W on his keyboard, nobody was watching it, but incredible timing to find that gap.
Yeah, Consulate can be quite a bit of gap finding as well. Hard to do when Unwanted bring as many traps as they usually do.
Yeah, that's why it's so surprising.
The L has come back here. We've seen a lot of Legion. We've seen Capcan make an appearance. Yeah, credit to BDS. They are pretty nimble in their attacks, right? Like, they see that gap in Garage, they just go for it. Even though Leakafac is spearheading a push on the rear side. Now Unwanted to go to the top floor.
Going back to, someone once said, like, Brede is, like, just a back, like, if support player in the back or something
I
like
don't
that?
remember anyone ever saying
And like
that
he just
personally.
entry fragged 2 kills and won the round.
And now
so
he's playing Amaru. No, I personally don't remember anyone saying that
Oh, okay.
Breed was just a support player.
Well, that's my bad. I
don't know what you're talking
memories
about.
mixed up.
Yeah, you are getting a little bit old.
The dementia's
Pegu.
kicking in these days. I'm not gonna lie to you.
That's right. I mean, in esports years, once you hit like what 23, you're an old man. Once you hit 25, you're on your deathbed.
I'm turning 28. I'm going soon.
He's
man.
out the door.
Oh,
have you
man.
written a will? I sure hope you have. Who are you leaving your 2 hammers to?
That's a great question. Oh my god, I don't know. We gotta figure this out later. It's a bait. Oh, look at that on the roof instead. Fakes the sound, forcing out either a C4, which there's none of, or a toxic bait, which he hasn't tossed either. It was a great.
Do they know?
No, they don't.
How
know.
do they know? Why are they not using plant denial? Do
They're
they have the
geniuses.
read?
I guess so.
I mean, this is so cool from BDS. They faked it. He's Amaru literally right next to it,
Now
on
you
the back
go-
of the smoke, and the E1D. Is he going for real?
Yeah, you're gonna go in, burn a smoke, jump out, and go again. The third attempt, there's gonna be no smoke stuff. There is no C4s. Then you can go for a plant. One saving grace, maybe. Spirit has 2 inlet crystal mines that can further stop the plant 2 times. So they can keep going for a while, but there is enough time left for BDS to just do this, wait out the gas, and eventually, I mean, Unwanted, they have to go for a swing.
And then it comes down to whether BDS can cover it accurately.
Yes.
Downstairs, Leakafak is lurking,
Call.
hoping for someone to come and support.
Yep.
And here comes the fake again. The last gas goes out. All of the players on the defense spotted by those Lion scans. That means BDS have a very good idea of their positions, and still a whole minute to go for a little bit more. Good pre-fire there from Solotov. 2 players crossing his line of sights, and he finds one of them. A good cross into sight, though, from Dream, as Lurky Leakafak makes his way up Spiral.
And they're gonna fly in the bomb side. They're gonna think Unwanted is gonna go for a push. They have 2 players backstepping. Leakafak from Spiral, and of course, a guy at a window.
Good impact nade, though. Brede finished off. A good spray from Spirits as he has seemingly gone downstairs. Leakafak finished off and caught out of position. He was the one that was meant to be denying the vertical play from Unwanted, but they rotated into it at the perfect time. And now Shaiko and Solotov got to pick that diffuser up and find the 4 players that still remain on the side for Unwanted. Fortunately for them, they've left quite a bit of time up their sleeve. Need to find that kill, and Shaiko does onto Spirits, forcing this plant down now. Solotov is the main man. He's got to cover here for BDS, but he gets timed! It's perfect for Dream, but a good refrag there from Shaiko in the post now. After already finding 2 kills, he has to find a little bit more.
Where's he going?
He's going downstairs. This is a huge risk, and he's been shot out by Hot and Cold. A valiant effort from Shaiko, but Unwanted have made that retake a reality.
You know, right before that happened, I didn't want to interrupt you, but I was about to say Shaiko is not a rappel player. And I didn't say that expecting him not to be on the rappel, but he's the kind of person that wants a fair 50-50 gunfight on the ground. But he had the DMR. The keep barrier on the CEO window wouldn't do a damn thing. That's like 3-4 DMR bullets and it's going to be gone. But we saw the process there. He saw the vert holes, we got this kill. He was thinking, if I can get inside piano, I can just shoot up those vert holes.
He wouldn't have had time.
And win it from below. But the thing is, it's such a gamble. He heard the keep barrier go off. And I mean, what you're going to be expecting is they're going to go for a defuse. Of course they are. So misplay, misread there from Shaiko. But I do want to say, strategically speaking, I really like what they were doing with the strat. The double fake on the Amuro, burning out all the utility, then going for a plant while also backstabbing. The only issue that happened is Leakafak, who was walking up the spiral staircase, going for that backstab I just mentioned, he was the piano player covering vertically. When he left to go spiral, a defender went into piano, impacted the floor, and killed the planter.
Yeah.
So it's one of those, your win conditions, BDS, you forgot the most important one, the guy downstairs.
Yeah. It'd be so frustrating for Leakafak because he spent about 2 minutes hiding downstairs,
Just
waiting for
waiting.
someone to push. And it was only after he left that Spirits dropped down that hatch from sight and went for the vertical play. Really, I mean, if Leakafak had stayed in that position, probably would have been a BDS
They
round.
probably just win, yeah.
And also, I will say, in that 2 versus 1, if Shaiko had played on Repel, the guy was still defusing. Meanwhile, Hot and Cold was jumping out. He can't fight the guy jumping out and kill the diffuser. I think he would have gotten trade and Hot and Cold would have had time because Unwanted was so quick on that reaction. Immediately as soon as that plant went down, they went for it and went for the jump out. So they would have still had time had the diffuser player died to finish off that defuse with the player jumping out.
Completely possible. We'll never know what happens. I mean, Shaiko, snap, headshot. Only takes about, 0.3 seconds.
We've seen it before from Shaiko.
Yeah, I mean, Clubhouse, round on Catwalk, we're just getting those 3K, 4K. Yeah, it happens. But now Unwanted, they're getting these rounds that they really needed. They can feel better about the situation, find themselves a 1-round lead so far. And they're back to playing those trap-oriented operators where you get the Captain, the Lishin, the Glory, the Ella. They want to fight BDS. I like the Monty here from Breeday, but he has to do a good job of just taking it nice and slow because there's so much chip damage from all those gadgets that could just slowly burn away his health bar.
Spirits is, yeah, prepping the goo mine, or the Ella mine rather. Grismot.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, if Breeday detonates this, he should be a dead man. Spirits is just waiting for him.
I baited.
Breeday wants to bait it, wants to bait the swing. Spirits does not overcommit here. Dream coming to support, looking for a crossfire. But Dream may walk straight into the player behind Breeday. Shotgun tears out a little bit. Dream forced back after the drone. Information from the player on the stairs. And Dream is rotated back and supported by taking down Solitov. An attempt at a push from BDS. Doesn't find a damn thing. And poor Shaiko down below behind this shield is trying desperately to look for some support for Breeday, but it's not going to happen. He does start marching on forward in the 3v3. Leakafact close to sight. Breeday, the one with diffuser.
Leakafact just jumped in the closet window, got a 2-key and jumped back out. Now we see the Muncie in full effect. He can walk on in here, use his toxic, or his smoke rather, and go for a plant attempt. There is no warden. There are no eyes on the bombs that really own an expo room. BDS are taking their time. No mistakes. They've already lost a round they didn't really want to earlier. Gotta really lock in here and get this one.
There's a lot of vertical holes available. They need to make sure that they smoke the plant position. Standing near the planter is Leakafact. He spots a player for a brief second. Doesn't have a lot of HP, so he is going to have to pull that goo mine out. Plant is confirmed. The 3v3 advantage for BDS, but that starts slipping away. Gavin has taken down Leakafact. What are you doing? There's no range on that goddamn thing. We'll have the hot and cold now. There's Breeday and Shaiko. Two-team him. It's Shaiko, the god himself, to cover the plant. He's done it for BDS.
It's gotta be panic from Gavin. No, I mean, you're hip firing the shotgun from 20 meters away. Bottom yellow, you have a pistol. You have that secondary. You can just close the gap, maybe something like that. I don't know. But Unwanted, it looked like they might have had the one once Leakafact went down to the flanker, but then, I don't know. Wrong weapon, I guess? Wrong position?
Yeah. Man, rough there. Unwanted, so damn close. They found the first pick in the 3v3, and yet they did not find a single one after that.
I like the yellow hold. I mean, they were committed to it. Dream and Gavin together, the shotgun and the Lesion, and they held on for as long as possible. But when Leakafact got that 2K jumping into the bomb site window, they had to peel off. They had to. They have no choice left.
And yet Unwanted still had control of the top floor. And in theory, the ability to deny the plant. They struggled to do so. But then the retake coming laterally ended up working for them, at the start at least, until it didn't.
This is a Unwanted classic, by the way. The wall deny, the bandit 2-brow, wanting to make the lives of BDS more complicated. This now, to me, if you just look at this top down, you have two options. Either you play the Maverick, which Leakafact just went on to, or you go for that full room play that you mentioned, where you do verticality and piano, do self-destruction, and then you can work the bomb side. So BDS, they opt for the Maverick. It's going to be a slow one, but they can't get the job done. It's a very slow lineup in general. The Brava, the Dokkaebi, double Harbinger, and a shield. This doesn't scream, we want to fight you. This screams, we want to execute against you. 5v5, good old school siege. But this is the thing, Unwanted, that's their playstyle. So they should have a good, good time with this.
Uncold trying to shoot off some X-Kairos. He actually did manage to cop a few. Does mean that Solitaire is going to have to use a little bit more hard breach to open up that hatch. He's going to have to expose himself. He's going to get contested as well from near Visa, I believe. Is there someone still there? Maybe not.
I don't think so. Nope. C4 downstairs on Dream. Hot and cold top floor on the Mossy, hiding away. Also with a C4 in pocket. A bit of vert. You get the... There it is.
Is he going to detonate still?
No, I think he got both of them there.
Damn. Cheeky. Meanwhile on the side, Leakafact hasn't actually gone for the full wall breach as of yet. Breeday's gone for a kill. They're going straight in for it.
What?
2 minutes on the clock, doesn't matter. BDS have sent it into side before the breach is even open. Plant's going down for Breeday as the Maverick looks to make this an impossible post-plant for Unwanted to overcome. Hot and Cold does find the kill on his roam. Two players together from Unwanted going for this retake, but it's not nearly enough. BDS still have this plant. They've got the site to themselves. They have a Monty and long lines of sight to hold on. Spirits, 3 gas babes in pocket, so far from home and so far from being able to get this retake going. Time is ticking away. Shaiko falls to Hot and Cold, but here comes Users, traded back by Spirits. Low HP Hot and Cold coming down yellow. Brede still on the Monty, still holding on to site, and it's easy for Leakafact to find what is going to be the second last kill of the round. Nothing in it for Spirits. Too far from the bomb site to deny the plan, and now there's nothing in it. He's going to sit there and wait for Leakafact to give him a new haircut.
Such a good off-pace play there from BDS. I mean, it didn't look like if you're Unwanted that anything was going to happen. The wall wasn't quite opened up. All there was, Monty walks in yellow door, a gun is behind him, and 3, 2, 1 full send it straight to the bomb site because they know Unwanted. They have at least 2 roamers. Dream backside, Hot and Cold top floor. And that also means that if Smoke isn't playing by the side when you see that Monty, you can't stop him. Nothing's going to stop that operator from walking in unless you have Smoke in the right spot, and they simply didn't.
Smoke or Ella, which we've seen plenty of, or just a goo mine, anything.
Crossfire.
A Tubarão, maybe?
Yeah.
Could have done it. Yeah, Crossfire. Yeah, Brede took a huge risk, but it panned out for him because BDS had the right call, had the right read on the situation. Now Unwanted take their tack.
And I do want to give some credit to Brede here because he's been playing the front lines now a couple of rounds, and both times on yellow door. One with a gun, one with the Monty, and he must be just very vocal saying, guys, I think we can just walk on in. That's gotta be him as a support player making the aggressive call because he's the only person with eyes on the bomb side.
Dude, I heard Brede is just a backline player.
Brede is actually just a backline player, except when he's not.
Except when he's not.
Yeah.
Schrodinger's Brede. Is he or is he not? We can only find out when the round begins.
I love the evolution of the few support players that we've had in the scene that have gone from the old school style of, support meta to the present time. Yeah. Back in the day, let's go to someone, Goga, my teammate. He could go 0-10 every map and still be one of the best supports in the world because back then, you're planting, you're watching cameras, you're droning. That was your job. And you die while planting half the time.
Yeah.
And then Brede was a tier 1 S-tier support player 5 years ago in that meta. Take him to present time, he's an S-tier top X support player in the world still with a much more aggressive meta where you do have to show up individually.
Dude's nasty.
He's evolved.
Yeah.
He's so nasty. And fun fact, BDS had, in my mind, had the biggest roster upgrade ever in Siege. And it's when Rita joined the team. Do you remember who he replaced?
Is it Rafal or is Rafal still on the team?
No, way back. RXWD.
Oh, yeah.
Who couldn't hit an Echo drone with IQ. It was crazy.
Dude.
So RXWD into Brede is the most ridiculous roster swap of all time.
Quite a glow up.
And when it happened, I sat down and went, oh no. Like, we're all cooked now. Like, they're going to take over.
Brava's doing a lot. Just hacked.
Oh, a failure.
Got the bulletproof camera still on site. Now, that can be destroyed by Unwanted. But it's a shame for him that he didn't manage to get that yokai drone that was running away from him.
It's kind of toxic that it says failure on the screen. It's calling you a failure every time you don't get to hack a gadget. The mental warfare from the Brava drone.
BDS attacking the basement again. Yet Unwanted this is the basement, right? No, sorry, it's ground floor. I was confused. I thought he was on the ground floor there looking down below.
This is Lobby Bobby.
This is Lobby Bobby.
Lobby Bobby.
Spirits has found an early pick. Where was that?
There's
Solotov soloing with the sledge.
Oh,
there you go. It must have been a wallbang, perhaps, I think.
Small gap in the wall.
Nice contest there from Unwanted, keeping the fire going as they look to bring it back from one player down. One round in deficit, and unfortunately, Leakafact doesn't catch the cross of Spirits on the retreat on this top floor.
Unfortunate. Would have been a really good look for BDS to get back that even man count with the Monty. You really want that because you have one gun less available to you as Monty will be extended the entirety, or most of, at least, of this round. And now Leakafact Shotgun uses a bit more pressure upon their shoulders to try and find the frag. And Unwanted, they've just fallen back. They're playing admin with a crossfire. They're playing downstairs. Oh. Look at this, could be a freebie.
Leakafact eventually goes down. Impact will finish him off. Great job from Gav as he starts to peel back. He can detonate those Vulcan canisters as well. Prevent BDS from retaking and chasing him down those Visa stairs. But seems that it's a game of vert at the moment for BDS as Users has found his pick on the site.
He's kind of AFK here, like soft AFK. There's no C4s downstairs. They only have the yokai drones to deny the plant with, so time can be your friend. But if you start giving up these bodies for free, time won't matter. You need players alive. Yellow ping himself admin office. That's going to be one defender.
They're going to hunt him?
They want to hunt him with 30 seconds left?
This is hugely risky.
Yeah.
They don't have any flashes to make this work, but the shotgun comes out for Shaiko! and immediately takes down Spirits. Beautiful work from BDS. Only took them about 7 seconds to do so. Now, their biggest enemy are these Yokai drones. Bride with the diffuser in pocket. As that Monty, he can drop down safely. It's up to Hot and Cold to hold on to his position. There's not going to be a lot of time left on the clock. Uses to cover onto Adam. It's all up to Hot and Cold. The diffuser denied. He tries to duck and weave. Does he have another one? Gavin can deny it from above. Oh, Unwanted. You've stolen it from BDS again.
Distraction game, baby. You thought the Yokai was the main character, James? You're wrong. It was Gavin, baby, upstairs, going for the flank, forcing BDS into that split pressure situation once more, and they're so low on time. I do think Shaiko chasing the Ella instead of Abbott Office was a good call, because it just gives them more space to work with. But then you got the Echo on the flank, and you steal it.
Dude, can I just say, Gav has been a gunner today.
He has been.
He's next level. Far out. Unwanted have tied it up. 3 rounds apiece. Unwanted took their tactical, right? Just that round passed, if I'm not wrong.
They did.
So at least they managed to convert this one. They struggled to convert on Clubhouse. See if they can bring that momentum into the second half.
Question is a 3-3 half starting defense enough against BDS?
Typically, no.
Yeah, the thing is, typically, no. It can be, of course, it always can. But if we gotta be realistic, I was really hoping for Unwanted a 4-2 split. And given how close the rounds were in nature, it wasn't a convincing 3-3 either.
Yeah.
So their attack has to be better than their defense is on Consulate.
And I don't have a lot of faith in this blitz here, considering we've got Clash,
it's really hard
Legion, even the Mute counters the blitz. Like every single one of these operators from BDS has a counter to the blitz. Like the Legion's obvious, the Mute prevents the flash from working. Shaiko on the Fenrir, it doesn't need to be said. Clash is the most obvious one. Even users can toss out those Zodos. So, and we've got 2 C4s on the board. So it's not a good look here. Being Spirit's going to be massively challenging. He's going to have a strong set piece. He's going to have support of his teammates.
Yeah, Blitz typically on maps that are a bit closer or not as open or wide with crossfires, verticality. That's where he excels. Monty is usually preferred, like BDS, on this particular map.
They teased out bringing both. Hot and Cold was on the Monty for a little while.
But I do think having 2 shields, you just don't have enough firepower, and Blackbeard is banned because before it would be the Blitz plus the Blackbeard. But the roam clear can be good. Look at the call. Let's find this window and try and find the roamer. Most of BDS are actually going to be downstairs besides the Solotov.
Solotov doesn't have the hatch open. Meanwhile, the Zodo canister is going to slow him down a little bit. Is a C4 going to follow? He's tempted.
One of them missed, actually. Already used one.
Zodo on the wall now to try and deny this execute. Solotov eventually does go down. So Adam, supported by Spirits on that blitz, will find his. However, Hot and Cold almost able to escape. That is the ace, though. That's the only hard breach available for Unwanted. They're going to have to kill this site, break in without any hard breach.
Now Spirits got to do a lot of heavy duty here. If there's any more players roaming around, turn to their arm, but they can retake that spiral staircase, walk up yellow stairs, barricade actually yellow door. It only leaves one flank right now. They've drawn on the other one. Gavin with the verge destruction, trying to get some pressure upon the bomb site itself. I didn't actually see if the Selma charges were spent on the exterior
One
breach.
was. One did.
Was.
Yep. So one did actually open up this wall here.
Okay, the vault hole.
It's a vault hole. It's not ideal. It's going to be very exposed.
It is. And it's also on the far left. You're exposed to so many angles. This will be tough. Smoke onto the door here and jump on in, maybe? Hello?
I think that's exactly what he's going to do. Meanwhile, Gav has dropped the hatch. He's a sneaky little snake in the side, but he's found users looking for more, and he does.
Hatch.
Goodbye, Shaiko, but the retake from Leakafak upstairs on this hatch. Now he just has to deny this plan. Where's it going down? Bride on the side, can't do anything. He's being hunted. He's been hung, drawn, and quartered on the site. Well, up to Leakafak. That plan is still going down. He drops the Dream, who spots him, and the Blitz is coming his way. Dream will find the final kill as well. Unwanted take that momentum into the second half.
How does Gavin drop down the hatch, prone across the bomb site, get 2 kills, one being a wallbang basically, and surprise BDS like that? That's ridiculous. I mean, I guess Cano winners on ramp go kind of crazy. And he must have hot dropped it with the breach.
He didn't have. Did he have Cano openers on ramp?
He must have, because who else would have brought it?
Oh, true.
No, there isn't.
Yeah, I remember saying that there was...
Wait, was it soft hatch?
Maybe... No, I saw it reinforced early. It must have been that the ace chucked him on the hatch. Hatch was open.
Hatch was open.
Apparently.
I could have sworn it was closed.
I thought I remember the hatch being reinforced. Because I remember seeing Solotov or whoever was roaming, he was near the reinforced hatch. So maybe Ace breached it before he died.
Maybe Solotov's just...
Are you going back and watching the VOD? Because
No,
I'm
going to do two things. One, I'm going to check if she even has can openers, because I don't know why I said it, but
I'm pretty sure Ram does not have can openers.
I thought she lost the shotgun and got can openers in the recent patch.
Really? Oh, that's news to me.
But no, she didn't. This website doesn't even have shotgun.
It's claymores and
flashbangs.
Flashes.
I'm going to check the VOD as well. I'm just curious. For my own sake here.
Well, you can do that.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I can color cast. I can break down a bomb site.
All right, let's break down this. What are you seeing, James?
Nothing, because our monitors just turned off. They're back.
Yeah.
That was perfect timing from you, Pengu. I'm seeing a top 4 defense. I'm seeing the Ella make its return. Okay. And an unlikely pick is the Pulse. So perhaps looking for a little bit of plant denial or late roam downstairs. Leakafak does like to be separated from the rest of his team and be a little bit individual in his plays. On the attacking side, it seems like Unwanted are going for a similar tactic to what we saw from BDS with that Amaru, Ying, and the Sen. So clearly some set play in mind. I don't know if they're going to bait it out as often as BDS did. But one thing I know for certain is that they will need to have someone lurking down below to deny a C4 plant denial. We got 3 C4s up. We got info from the Pulse as well.
They had Hibana last round.
Did they?
Yeah, they did.
Oh.
Primo's literally playing Hibana. We both missed it.
Oh, okay. Whoops.
That's how they opened the hatch.
There you go.
No, there it
Everyone
is.
watching that noticed that was like, these guys are so dumb.
These guys are idiots. True. Anyways, that's how they had to open. That's how Gavin dropped. He hot dropped off the Hibana X Cairo is basically this right now, though. Down the sky we go.
Yeah, into the fray, it seems. Usus has just put a stop to it, though, with a nice C4. Here comes an aggressive swing from Usus now. But Gav covers himself and looks for a little bit more. He could just be planting right now. Hot and cold goes down, and deep into sight is Dream. Aggressive from Unwanted as they keep on fighting. Gav just keeps on marching forward further and further. The Astronaut stay in the same place because he will be victim to Leakafak's pulse scanner, the cardiac sensor, with a C4 in pocket to support him.
Oh, this could be good. Look at this.
Hunted down by Spirits, seemingly aware. So there's not enough players on site. That means someone must be down below. Leakafak spotted for a brief moment. Gav needs to make sure not to force this plant down. If I'm not wrong, Hot and Cold is the one that had the diffuser. Gav has to go and get it back. A little bit of a wall bang from Solotov. He's got the bigger magazine. Meanwhile, Gav has to reload. And again, a game of cat and mouse downstairs. Leakafak continuing to reposition. I don't know where Spirits has found himself. Gav still not to get that diffuser. The game of cat and mouse continues. Spirits doesn't know where Leakafak has run off to. Leakafak aware that he is being hunted. He may spot the player with the cardiac sensor in a brief moment. He looks the wrong way. The range is not there. The spray through the wall will give away Spirits' position. Leakafak does not have a good gun for it, but Spirits has already taken a lot of damage. One more shot from Leakafak, and Spirits will be finished off. As he brings out the pistol, and Gav starts to confirm this diffuser. Leakafak needs to try and deny it. He needs to try and win this fight first. But meanwhile, he's just run away, tail between his legs, and the plant's gone down. Now all of a sudden, Spirits goes down, and it's up to Gav to try and cover. Leakafak takes out his teammate. He needs to win it now against Gav. Trying to jump out the window, finds nothing for him. And Gav has clutched it up in a 1 versus 2. Wow. What a crazy round. These guys are playing Duck, Duck, Goose.
How did they win that? I mean, it was a 1-minute chase downstairs, and Leakafak completely outplayed Spirits, by the way. Then Gavin said, we're not progressing the round at all. I'm going to just stop planning and let's just pray something goes our way. And somehow BDS, I think they were all too concerned with Leakafak buying time below. Because the plant does go down, Gavin jumps back out on the rappel, waiting and watching. And then, of course, the team kill, which I don't think changed too many things there. But Gavin was 1 bullet from dead.
Gav has been unreal in this match. He's currently 11 kills to 4 deaths. Meanwhile, BDS taking their tactical timeout. Much needed at the moment, considering they've just lost that lead.
That round is crazy.
Dude, I need to catch my breath after that. I think I need to calm down a little bit. Unwanted to give me a heart attack. We're up 5-3 at the moment. BDS trailing on Consulate, which is certainly not what we expected after the first half. We said, is 3 rounds of defense going to be enough? We would have liked to see 4. Now they're undefeated 2 rounds in a row on attack.
If you're BDS, there is one way to maybe kind of just calm the nerves right now and saying, Unwanted, they're winning a lot of these rounds of individual heroics, which isn't a bad thing if you're Unwanted.
But if it keeps happening.
Yeah, it keeps happening. It's a problem. But, you know, as a former player myself, there's many different ways you can lose. Because you're misplaying, because they're making crazy plays and clutches, because of bad timing, etc. If you can make the angle, they're having the most unreal rounds right now, winning every gunfight, having the better timing, the better game set, whatever. Don't worry too much about it. We're just going, oh, guys, we're making these mistakes. What are we supposed to do? Like, no one's watching this angle. Like, what is, like, oh, you know, frustration. And BDS, we did see them early in the tournament having difficulties working around staying mentally in the game and not letting it slip. It often becomes Leaky is very much a sole IGL, a sole in-game leader, and not many people are really helping him to put all the pieces together. So either what we see from BDS, Leaky is having a great game individually, and the other players aren't. That's kind of what's happening right now. 3-8 from Solotov, even from Shaiku, 3-5 BD, even Uses.
Yeah.
Always see BDS working together as a complete unit, 5 men operating together, like on their attacks, hitting the bomb site, going for rushes, making it work with the trades. They haven't found that same synergy on defense yet.
We've played 8 rounds so far, Pengu, which is what we played on map number 1. In that, Solotov had 11 kills, Users had 9, Brede was 6-1. Quite a contrast to what we're seeing here, where Leakafak is the main one doing the heavy lifting in the fragging department for BDS.
See, often Leakafak will enable his teammates and call around him, but so far it's been him doing most of the heavy lifting like you mentioned. But defense does play out differently, of course. We gotta see what they can cook up. Everyone gotta get active, not just Leakafak. Gotta do it together. Now, Reed's in anger, he can chill the bomb site, but the other members, keep going.
You really need to do it together as well against shields. And we're seeing 2 of them here from Unwanted. Yeah, and the Thinker, which is going to enable those shields, heal them back up again. One spotted. Solotov been seen. As Spirits tries to make his way forward, tries to protect his feet by looking down, marching forward, crouched. Doesn't find it as of yet. And he falls back again.
So Monty can do all the heavy lifting in the areas where it's kind of dangerous. Like this meeting door, Blitz is going to have a bit of a hard time walking in there. But Monty can go where he pleases. Gotta worry about the 2 C4s downstairs, but... Oh, they're ready. Right, and ready. Gets tossed out. Blitz runs away. No damage done.
Wasted C4, and here's progress, though. A second C4. Hot and Cold takes a bit of damage, but... No cigar as of yet for BDS, and Adam finds the first kill. Nice shots from Spirits. Brede goes down. A clear of the top floor successful now for Unwanted, with a minute left to play and a 2-player advantage.
A beautiful push there. Cold Eden 1C4, Spirits duking the other, Finger Boost coming in for the healing for the shields as well. 5v3 with shields alive can be so hard to claw back as a defender without that bit of utility. Solotov looking for a flank. That means only 2 players are by the bomb side, and Unwanted, they got a flank watch.
Yeah, they're actively covering it off. 2 shields coming up against... What a shot there from Users! However, the Blitz will refrag and make quick work of him. A smoke to go out on top of Hot and Cold, potentially a revive to come through, but meanwhile, Solotov, he snuck his way upstairs and he's found a kill. 15 seconds to go. And now vertical domination from the Turk. There's no way into it. Harder, Unwanted, try and make this one work. Gav goes down onside the Blitz, coming for him. We need to see Hot and Cold forcing down this diffuser. It doesn't matter.
What? The Goo Mine.
I can't believe it. He couldn't plant and they couldn't find the kill. With 1 player left alive, the clutch comes through.
The Monty walked into a Goo Mine as far as I caught there, which means he had to pull out the Goo Mine first. No time left. So Spirits, I mean, if you play that for 1 or 2 seconds longer, he probably gets the kill on Solotov and the round is over. We saw Gavin watching flying top floor 10 seconds before Solotov gets the flank. So they let loose. When you got a 4v1, a 4v2, a 4v3, when you got numbers advantage, either an active drone needs to be watched on top or flank, or a player cannot, like, you cannot drop and nobody watch it. That's the one way you lose on Consulate. The verticality is so lethal.
Jeez, I have no idea how you win that round.
Pre-plays Goo Mine from Prep Phase, probably.
Oh, that was premeditated,
yeah,
right?
Oh, like, yeah. They're gonna plant over here, guys. I mean, they went to default plan.
Shaka knew about that. Yeah, it was insane, dude. I'm still processing that. Solotov just needed to get away. It came so close to it for Spirits. He almost found that final kill.
Yeah, he got the flash and everything.
Yeah. Nonetheless, that round is in the books. BDS managed to close this gap just a little bit more. Stave off map point from Unwanted. Now another chance as we go back down to the basement. We haven't seen success here from BDS just yet.
Something disappointing. I mean, just happened on H3. Everybody's saying, "Oh
yeah,
no!"
I hear people reacting.
People are being
what's
bothered.
this?
That's cheeky.
Aggressive from Shaiko.
Get back in.
Yeah.
Careful now. The shields now doing work. Adam taking a bunch of damage right now, somehow, somewhere. Main door, okay, getting shot by the player of Solotov, I believe. Unlocking the entry. Call goes out though, further enabling the shield to the entry. But this is a bit of a slow approach here for Unwanted. Not sure where the gaps are. I think they just have a lag of drone in the drone phase. Oh, the impact gonna get all the X-Kyro pellets. That's a lot of damage done.
Yeah, only 6 remain here for Gav. He's been unreal in this game, but he needs to have bang for buck on that util as he's the main hard breacher in this lineup. We do have Dream on the Mav as well. Don't waste any excess X-Kyros there. He's just got 4 left now if he wants to get a breach on that external wall. A lot of damage taken by Spirits. Out comes the smoke, out comes the C4, out comes an impact. Not much for Spirits to do now. Flank though, and Leakafak takes a hell of a lot of damage. Adam might not know it, but he's just taken Leakafak down to about 1 HP. Solotov still hiding here inside of Tellers, just waiting for the onslaught to come through. Spirits taken down means it's up to Hot and Cold, getting closer. The flash comes through, and Hot and Cold delivers the killing blow.
Such a messy entry there, and it all started because an impact grenade from Leakafak took down all those X-Kyro pellets from Gavin. That meant they had to brute force Tellers from the Visa window and just force it down the hallway. But Spirits, one of the best Blitz players in the world, maybe the best Blitz player in the world, of course gets it done. Hot and Cold, half health on Munty, the Soul Shield up against the Goo Mine, a single C4, and a Goyo Fire. And again, if you walk through a fire as a shield, you will guard break. So these Goyo Fires will be extremely lethal, not just in damage, but by exposing Hot and Cold.
Yeah, it's going to be a very windy path forward here for Unwanted. They're also a player down, and they're tunnel visioning from the same direction. All of these players from PDS have a read. The drones have come out. There's still a mirror window facing that position. So everyone from Unwanted funnels down this single hallway. A C4, that's a hell of a lot of damage onto Hot and Cold. Adam standing behind him just hoping to bait for a pick, but BDS know that they don't need to swing. They will anyway because it's Shaiko, and that's what Shaiko does. Now it's Hot and Cold versus the world. Easy for Shaiko to carve his head up. And we're back at an even scoreline. 5 rounds apiece as BDS are poised to make this comeback happen.
Curious what Unwanted are thinking right now, because on one side you could go, these shield operators are not working out, we're losing the last 2 rounds in a row. But on the other side, if you really think about it and look at how these rounds are playing out, these shields are one of the sole reasons why they've been winning. So I can kind of see a world where the team might be split 50-50, and we gotta see if Hot and Cold and Spirits will talk by and say, guys, oh no, these shields are not the problem, they're working. These are the issues instead. Right now they're hovering just to blitz Hot and Cold off the Munty. This, of course, is also an upstairs attack. Double shield here is kind of the more gunplay, basically.
Well, last time Unwanted won this on the back of the Amaru. Exactly, yeah, the Amaru, and then that execute, which was extremely messy. And then Gav clutched it up in a 1v2. Does feel like we're getting a lot more clutches out of these Unwanted players than we are out of, to be honest, a lot of teams at this tournament.
Yeah, they have been very clutch.
Which is funny because you were describing them and we were talking about them as a team that's maybe less individually talented and more than the sum of its parts.
Yeah,
but
1-to-1, yeah.
The individual players on this team have certainly stepped up. Gav right now, we've talked about him a lot. He's 12-6 in this map. An unreal scoreline. BDS, none of their players reaching double digits as of yet, except for Leakafak, who has struggled and often been separated from the rest of the team in this map.
They did just opt for the one shield. Hot and Cold on the floors instead, bit of soft destruction. You see BDS, they're playing the Clash. What this can do if they go for a CEO plan is you can just kind of walk on in, ignore the window repel, take the shield away, kill the guy planting. It gives you another win condition. Likewise, if Unwanted go for an admin attack on the other side of the building, you can walk in that direction and shut down the attackers further. Clash on this particular bomb site can just be such a difficult operator to deal with, and there are no real counter operators. There's no Capital, there's no Sophia, there's no Nomad. This just leaves, well, the EMPs from Adam, I guess? It's not going to be pretty against the Clash, that's for sure.
I think for BDS, what they learned last round perhaps is if they win an early exchange, or even if perhaps it remains a 5v5 and Unwanted don't have a lot of clear util, they just need to play passively, especially when they got util like that Clash, operators like Warden available. And let's not forget the traps. Smoke can continue to gas up these positions in the late round.
I mean, I love this from BDS. It feels like how they're going to break this apart from Unwanted. And it doesn't feel very likely. As long as BDS doesn't make a massive misplay and dies to the side or a backstab, the only real thing Unwanted can do is attack from every direction at once. Drop down yellow skylight, push spiral, you know, send it from admin, go yellow stairs. They need to just attack from everywhere and ignore the Clash, essentially. See what they could do.
Hard to do that when the Clash is the one standing in your way. The Grimbees have come out, and the Clash still teasing a little bit of pressure around meeting. Good drone work, though, as Hot and Cold's now spotted quite a few players. But Unwanted are playing very slowly. When will this execute come through? Here it is. Spirits getting deep. Looking to try and backstab the Clash, and he spots him! That's the way you deal with the Clash! Looking for more now. Spirits is a hungry blitz. Desperate now, BDS floundering on side as Adam swings it. And Unwanted are inching closer and closer. Leakafact trapped into a corner, finished off again. Spirits is an unreal blitz, and he's hungry for more. Surely that's going to be it. Users might be the Warden, but that doesn't matter because Spirits and Adam will double team him until he dies in a corner. Another round for Unwanted and map point here on Consulate.
Hey, I was gonna say it, but Min took the words straight out of my mouth. You're the best damn shield player in the world. While he looks at Spirits, the value, he single-handedly won that. I said the only way Clash dies is if BD makes a massive misplay and gets shot from the side or from behind. It's that Blitz that finds the gap, who's the loudest operator in the game, and they knew he was there. The smoke grenade, the sound, surely, but BD was distracted because Atom was fighting him on the door as well. And Spirits doesn't stop. His goal with Blitz right now, create chaos, seek out the 1v1s, go for the melee, get the kill. Here, just keep the ward in the corner. He's got no way out. I'm that guy.
He is that guy. He knows it. He knows exactly what he's done. And he's definitely got in BDS's heads as well. Like, you look at the way it was Adam swung with the Dokkaebi, and all these players,
they're all looking at him.
They're tunnel visioning this Blitz because they're like, holy crap, we are getting minced by this guy.
Yeah, and there's the thing I spoke about before that round started. There is this awkward spot where Unwanted, they might feel the shields are the problem, but if you did break down every single round, I think Spirits was the sole reason why they were working out, and I'm very sure if you go in and listen to the communication, Spirits are guys, the shield is not the problem, trust me on this, give me one more go at it. He's proven that. It's 6-5 now.
Dude, I'd be insta-picking that Blitz every round if I was as good as Spirits.
And the thing is, unless BDS finds a consistent counter and don't start, you know, losing those 1v1 gunfights with the Blitz, there's no real reason to change away from it. If you go to overtime, everything changes, of course. It's 6-6, best of 3 in terms of round count, pressure is higher, stress is higher, maybe the Blitz won't work. However, when you're Spirits, one of the most experienced players on it, I think he has a way to make this work for every single scenario. This is your dangerous league effect. You gotta run away, go for that drone, and it might cost you your life.
You do take a look at the BDS lineup, though. We've got 4 trap operators, plus the mute, which can counter Blitz as well. I'm liking that we're seeing Ella get a little bit of a resurgence. Those impact grenades also very valuable against a Blitz player. We've got a C4 on Breeder. That'll pack a punch.
Love the Frost here.
Yeah, that's the X factor. That's the first time we're seeing Frost. Kind of operator that if they don't know you got it, you might just catch someone off guard. I don't know where they've placed those mats. Oh, one underneath the
window.
Yeah, okay. Where else? Oh, wow, that's a cheeky one.
That's very cheeky. I like that. Very slow round from Unwanted, feeling the pressure of match point. Don't want to throw anything away and give anything up for free. And I like this because when they play this operator lineup, the Dokkaebi and the Blitz, at a moment's notice, they can just storm the bomb site. They can just go for a quick roam clear. But right now, there's the third Frost Trap. They have to just stabilize to make sure that all 5 players stay alive. They get their hard breaching done, their soft breaching done. Then comes back that timer. BDS, they have one defense round earlier because the timer hits 0. This grenade, League Effect risks it. He's really min-maxing this spot right now.
He wants to continue playing aggressively here. The top fragger, an aggressive spot, and he's going to be seen as well by the Grimsbees. Beautiful work from Dream. Leakafact is down. Unwanted inching closer to map 3.
I see the risk, but remember what I said earlier, BDS, they're not putting together as a 5-man machine. It's individual heroics there. League Effect, the IGL, making a solo play once more. He can call from the grave, but Adam finds another Breeder done as well.
Oh, BDS are dropping. Shaiko's found one, traded back, not aware of the position. A good refrag from Solotov, but it may not be enough. Users getting aggressive, expecting Unwanted may indeed explode onto the bomb site at a moment's notice. 30 seconds left.
There's a Frost up here still in main door. I swear to God, if Dream walks into a Frost trap, that could change everything in this round. Spirits and Gavin, you're split away from Dream. No diffuser currently, it's on the ground by the defender's position. They gotta advance forward, they gotta attack this.
Solotov's position revealed. They know he's got the diffuser, but here comes the backstab! And it's Dream! It was not a dream after all. Unwanted, they take the second map. They taught BDS a lesson in Manchester, and this is just a reminder. Map 3 is coming up before too long, and the North Americans have not had the last laugh as of yet.
I love that. When I wanted to do the 4-1 strat, we'd have one guy backstabbing and a big distraction game on the front lines. Like the Blitz and Togepi, Green gets an easy 2K to finish it off. Again, Unwanted, they surprise us.
BDS being pushed to their limits. We thought Consulate was theirs for the taking. And yet Unwanted do what they always do. They pushed us to map number 3. Border coming up next.
Keep an eye out for contact.
Available now.
Players' feedback is everywhere on Siege, from reports, survey analysis, meetings, playtests, workshop studies, watching streams and videos, designing comms, reading thousands of comments a week, answering DMs. It's insane. So players do have a fancy seat at the table, no question. They just have different opinions. Sometimes it's a little puzzling, but that's all good. The Siege ID critical player base is a driving force.
I'm listening and we're all taking in so much of your positives and your concerns and trying to make the game just a better place for everyone.
You know, I'm a player myself, so I also have my own opinions, but I also think it's nice to have a good, well-rounded opinion of the sentiments that come out of the community, and it really helps me better my feedback, so when I'm in play sessions for balancing or new operators, I can not only give my own personal feedback, but try my best to bring the community into that play session.
These players are the best players, basically, in the game right now.
So having their feedback introduced into, our decision making, I think it's really crucial to have. So it's definitely why this workshop is so important.
The workshop is important for me because I like to see kind of the future that the devs want to bring the game to and how we can help bring that into a good space for everyone.
I love the workshops because I think it gives you a real opportunity to see why things are being done, kind of what the thought process was, the steps behind things. I just love seeing other people have passion for the same game.
We play the game 24/7, practice and understand what can be a little bit too strong or maybe a little bit too weak, so being able to help is a massive thing.
I got to give it to these guys. The dev team, you guys have really been hitting it, man. The new operators they bring in that just find different ways to change the game, but not break the game.
All of it is so obviously done with so much love and so much sort of apparent drive of yeah, we can do the coolest thing, we can do the best thing.
I love the operators you put out, the maps you put out, and I know how much work goes into that.
And I think they've been doing an amazing job, especially over these last few years. The updates have been amazing. The different balancing changes have been amazing.
Stay close to me! Oh,
Team Rainbow. Carries Legion. Listen up. Hereford Base is now under our control. But we're not giving it up without a fight. Remember the mission. And do not let anyone stand in your way. Every action you take will be the difference between victory and defeat.
Não sei nem dizer assim, porque é realmente a realização de um sonho. Porque quando eu entrei nesse lugar, eu vi a magnitude do que é isso daqui. E de lembrar desde o início, tudo que o Rainbow trouxe pra gente foi assim, incrível. Na hora que a orquestra começou a tocar o primeiro som do jogo, eu fiquei da mesma forma. Não aguentei, foi muito bom. E uma das coisas que a gente mais falou foi: aqui a gente vai ter muita história para contar.
Meu nome é Lorena Miller, eu tenho 31 anos, sou de Manacapuru, que é o interior do Amazonas, mas eu moro em Manaus já há bastante tempo. Bom, aqui em Manaus a gente tem bastante coisa, mesmo limitado, né? A gente sabe que aqui na região norte é um pouco difícil, algumas situações que nem tudo chega para cá, o acesso é muito difícil. Mas assim, né, é o pulmão do mundo. Então é uma parte muito importante, não só de Manaus, do Amazonas, mas da região norte e do Brasil inteiro, né? Tem a Zona Franca, que fica aqui, então muita coisa é produzida aqui, mas realmente a parte cultural, a parte turística, realmente é um dos maiores focos. Eu sou professora de Educação Física da rede pública, né, a rede municipal. Meus alunos sabem que eu gosto muito de videogame, principalmente de Rainbow, né, porque sempre quando tem alguma transmissão que tá mais ou menos no horário de trabalho, às vezes eu deixo eles fazendo alguma atividade. Tem TVs em algumas salas, eu deixo lá para eles assistirem junto comigo enquanto eu escrevo alguma coisa no quadro. Bom, quando eu mostro o jogo para os meninos, né, quando eu mostro o Rainbow, eu sempre falo para eles essa questão de cooperar, que a comunicação, como você fala, se posicionar faz muita diferença. Na área da educação física, a gente tem a questão do tempo e espaço.
BDS might have dominated on Clubhouse, but Unwanted got their just revenge on Consulate. A 7-1 first map with a reply from Unwanted that has BDS fans scratching their head. Why is it that BDS seem to always go to a third map?
And also Unwanted, how come they can just do this to BDS after getting demolished on Clubhouse, right? Yes, BDS, they got a third map pretty often, they've had a sloppy time so far, but this was Unwanted stepping up more so than BDS stepping down in the matchup. So again, massive praise to the North Americans because this wasn't easy, but they got the job done.
Yeah, and there's one guy that we really want to praise for that, and it is this guy on screen right now. Spirits was unreal. Best blitz in the world. You've called that. Mint's called that. That's a big call to make, but
I mean, he's been grinding for that title for a very long time, and I don't think he's officially the best blitz player, like, just now. I think he's been for quite some time. Like, he is phenomenal on shields.
Yeah, well, funny enough, Gav actually out-fragged him. Both players really phenomenal.
Gavin's got a real gun. Spirits got a pistol and a shield to shove people around with. Come on.
Yeah, well, maybe Spirits can be honorary MVP of that map. Huge impact from both of them. Even Dream, again, like finding a 2K backstab to close out the map. Yeah, what happened to BDS there? A lot quieter than in the first map.
I mean, I just think Unwanted, when they figure out their opponent, they look so damn sharp. What happened on map number 1 of Clubhouse, that 1-7 loss in the bottom of your screen, that was Unwanted not figuring out the right pacing, the right timings, and the weaknesses of BDS. So when they can strategically figure things out with a little bit of clutch factor from Gavin, they look like they are on fire, and they need that because Border is up next, and that's where I had my big concerns for this roster. Because how do you challenge BDS in so many gunfights across the entire map when you have more supportive-oriented players in your roster, and you got a shield main? Shields aren't great on Border the same way they are on Clubhouse or Consulate.
But they can be great in a different way.
They can be, but usually we talk the Monty. Blitz on those really long engagements. I mean, you're going to get your shows Your show's taught. Your
Toes shot.
Your toe shot.
That's all right. That's
your
all right.
toe shot into oblivion before reaching any enemies.
I'll give you a chance there because English is your second
That was
language.
hard. That was
I don't
really
speak
hard.
more than one language, and you do, so you get that one for
Reset.
free. Well, that's exactly what these guys need to do, especially BDS, because the momentum that they built on Clubhouse and even at the start of Consulate, first half they managed 3 attacks. Second half they could only manage 2 defenses on what many regard to be a defender-favored map. Border is going to be a different kettle of fish entirely. We know that BDS like this map. We know that Unwanted have struggled on the past. They've already lost it to G2 at SI quite convincingly.
G2 were
7-2.
so good that match.
That's true. And if we turn back the clock for BDS, this is the first time they're playing it here at SI, but they had a big win at the Montreal Major over VP. They had a very close loss over W7M. This is a map that they have played a few times before in recent history, but no very recent VODs. Not quite the same, can we say that, for Unwanted. Of course, they have a VOD from just the other day against G2.
Obviously, Julio right now, the new support staff's really getting into it with LeakyFag about the specifics of this matchup and maybe some final notes to keep in mind. The thing about LeakyFag and BDS is that I feel like he is... Like, in my notes, I said he needs help sometimes. I feel like he's so reliant on leading the team forward, and when it works, it's amazing. But a lot of teams these days, they have what we call a duo system. So him sharing notes with Solotov right now, I love seeing that, getting him involved about his specific side of things, or if LeakyFag did need help with a reminder or something like that. Because it can be a lot on one... more notes. It can be a lot to have that all on one person's shoulders, because if LeakyFag doesn't have an S-tier matchup and doesn't call the right things, someone else has to step up.
Side note, we haven't talked a lot about Julio, but it's nice to see him reunited with Solotov and Usus as well from back in the days on M&M. Yeah, obviously having a stint with the Bleed roster, who represented here as Team Joel. I actually bumped into Julio in the elevator today. He was looking fine and dandy. He's a very happy, very peaceful man.
Oh, yeah.
He's, SI champion multiple times, but he knows that it doesn't really... The game isn't everything, in a way. Like, we love to hype it up and say everything's here. Everything is about whether you win or lose. But at the same time, you have to have the maturity to be able to step back and take a breath. But BDS have certainly lost a lot of that social prediction from you guys. Unwanted stealing a lot of the fandom away. And as we get onto the third map, I got to admit, I'm starting to feel the same way.
I'm feeling it. That plus time zones is getting late back over in Europe, of course. But I do agree with you. I think Unwanted, given how Consulate played out, I do see a world where they can take BDS on border. But I do think this will be their toughest challenge yet this far in the Invitationals 2025. Operator bans have been defining a lot of things for Unwanted's playstyle. Deimos, of course, does not escape. I mean, you have to.
Against Shaiko, yeah. You can't leave that up. My question is, are we going to see the Blackbeard again? Are we going to see the Blitz? They've locked it in quite early. BDS have picked it. What's it going to be?
Wow.
There you go. A lot of respect. Surely Spirits gets about it in the chat for that.
I was going to say respect or fear. That's what I was going to put in the chat. But no, nothing so far. They're focused up. BDS, of course, they play the Muncie. We saw Breedy on that operator. So if they ban out the Muncie, they'll hurt themselves. So it is really down to Blackbeard or the Blitz. And most likely, Spirits will play whichever one is open. We'll see if we can get it done. Mira follows through. Very classic operator ban on border. Same with Valkyrie. I mean, we saw in the first one of Clubhouse, right? The Valkyrie cameras were a big problem. Now it's back-to-back Valkyrie bans.
Unwanted are scared of the Valkyrie, and they don't like playing IQ very much. We saw that in the first map, as you said. They can be very slow at taking down those Valkyrie cameras, even when they do have the Valkyrie up. But you know what has come through the veto? It is Dokkaebi. We see a lot of Dokkaebi from both teams. A lot of powerful entry players with that SMG-12. This is the bracket, by the way, and this is the game right here.
I, too, was curious about the bracket.
Just a reminder that the winner of this does get top 6, goes to the upper bracket semi-finals, and makes it to the main stage on Friday. You win this next map, you get almost a week break. It's Sunday today, right?
Huge.
Friday is the finals events that we'll be playing in the city of Boston in front of you guys for the live venue, MGM Music Hall at Fenway Park. Great venue. So I've not actually been there.
I was going to say, have you been there?
No, I haven't. But I was Googling it the other day.
Oh, okay. You looked at it.
I did. It looks like a very cool venue.
Excited to see it. Once we get closer and closer to that event. Love the land portion, of course. The crowd, the fans, the energy. BDS, they're going to start things off with the Muncie, of course. Now, I'm trying to think to myself, if BDS starting attack or Unwanted starting defense, if there's some sort of favoritism here. And I don't really think there is. You're in the third map, you felt each other out in the first two, it's gone back and forth, clutch moments, one-sided clubhouse rounds, etc. It just comes down to reset the mentality and say, okay, we're starting from scratch. It's now best of one. Gavin, he's been instrumental in so many rounds, just sticking his ground on defense, playing in those kind of you play to die spots. And Border is the king of this map. Whether it's playing security, playing office like Adam, you can play in those corners with confidence and just play there for the entirety of the round and force BDS to problem solve your position, whereas some players might just fall back when the pressure is too much. But I could see both Gavin and Adam having really big roles in this map.
Yeah, Adam's got that ACOG on the C1 as well. Good for long-range fights. Here comes the first Dokubi call. And the Monty starts to make his way in from the east stairs. A breach on some of these castle barricades. Tossing out which one to go for first.
Save the drone first, yeah. Move it over. Oh, I got shot anyway.
Unfortunate. Still another castle barricade here to be dispatched with. No, interesting setup from Unwanted. It does burn time and util.
Yeah. It also gives you a very big warning sign that, hey, they got big folks in east stairs in that long hallway. They're probably going to go for an obvious take. That's going to give you a little bit of a forewarning of what's to come. And the setup is there. Shield and Fountain, Adam in the corner. I mean, they got the right setup for it. BDS, again, they have to problem solve, and they don't have any frag grenades. They have no flourish drones left. All they have is Muncie to push people around, and Grim Beast to make them red ping.
Yeah, and yet it's still not easy to clear Adam's position.
It's not.
If he really wants to, he can retreat down the hatch. He has a shotgun in pocket. He could open it up.
You need to stay. I mean, again, they have no nades. They can't clear this corner.
Yeah, there's a crossfire. Monty can't just walk up to him.
So what do you do for BDS? This might be a plan B, go into break room security and go armory instead. We'll have to see. There's one rotation at least. That final Dokubi call, they want to hold on to it for as long as possible. It's going out now, so they might just push on in.
Here comes an aggressive swing outside from Gav. He loses the fight. This could be the gap for BDS. The play to fall in CCTV could be the first of the dominoes as BDS now go for a rotation.
Yeah, there it is. Risky play from Gavin. It does not pay off this time. 40 seconds though, and Adam's going to be still stuck in that corner. BDS players, of course, also locking that down. So that's two players distracted inside of office, while the other BDS players attacking armory.
Good shot, though, from Adam to take down the Grimm's Bees. Meanwhile, Brede is caught inside of a goo mine. Hot and Cold goes down elsewhere to leak a fact, and that's going to start to put some pressure on these unwanted players in office because BDS are just marching into sight. C4 goes out. Spirit's left all alone, and he's harassed by that Montaigne. Now deep in sight. Users looks for a little bit more. Wallbang takes him down on the ground, but Dream and Adam, this fortress that they had created inside our office, well, there's nothing to do about it. They've been trapped in that fortress while BDS have gone and made merry in Armory. Nice shot from Dream. Perhaps winnable. Users is down on the ground. Solotov is low HP. Now finished off.
He's used the Monty now. Solotov, he cannot die right now. So just bait it out, play the time, let Brede do the calling.
He spots out. That's Dream and Adam both spotted here. And Solotov knows he has the ability to march on forward now. But he needs to make sure he wins this. He might be hurt. Brede wins them both! Who cares about Solotov? Brede's got the round on lock.
He knew help was coming, but I will say this. If Brede doesn't go for the melee and the double kill, I actually think the counter defuse goes off in time. So that was a 1v1 between the Monty and the castle where Brede came out on top somehow despite not having that melee prioritization. Everything fell apart, and you said it perfectly. The dominoes started to fall. Gavin making an aggressive swing from security door made this massive gap inside the map. We see that Bieber's position right here. When attackers cut that in half, you cannot go from archives back into armory. So there's only one player in security. That's Gavin. There's one player inside of armory, who's the warden, and no one else can help each other. So the final two defenders are the office people who started, you know, with the pressure, with the Grim Beast, the Forest Drones, the Munty. They're stuck in office the entire round. So it's very important when you're playing defense border that every player understands when to relax and not make a play where doing nothing is doing something versus, hey, I need to make a hero play. I need to go for a swing. Gavin didn't need to, but he went for it and he paid the price. Had he gotten the kill, probably wins the round for his team, though.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, Unwanted had a really good setup. The only way that BDS gets in is if they find a gap. There weren't any gaps. Unwanted gave them one.
Yeah.
Unfortunate for Gavin that he was the one to make that mistake. But he will need to correct his woes as Unwanted go downstairs, tell his archives. And again, BDS, they don't have like a specific pocket strat type setup. They've got a bit of a one-size-fits-all lineup. But they do have the Blackbeard in addition to that Montaigne for even more shield ability.
The thing about Border that I love is you can rush every bomb site if you do pick up those pocket operators, whether it's like the glass or the blades or the shields, you rush it. But if you don't, we know it's going to be a standard kind of Border where you can do everything. And I think if you want to be a really good team on Border, you need to be able to make that decision. Hey, we can't attack it the way we intended to. Let's go for a rotate. Leaguefact, BDS, that last round, they were not afraid to say, okay, we chose the wrong attacking strategy. We can change this on the fly and make it work. Now we see Breedy inside, aggressive with the Monty. Just looking for, are there any defenders in the area? No duel could be called to confirm or deny. And Gavin's castle downstairs doesn't have a C4. So Breedy is very safe despite that soft 4 below him.
There's a lot of map to take here for BDS. Slowly but surely, they will encircle that top floor. Most of the presence from Unwanted isn't over on CCTV. It's the player in Armory, and Adam here, working on 9 to 5, hanging out in office.
What?
Quickly,
Hello?
he is fired. Leaguefact takes him out.
Took his shift, took his job and said goodnight. Watch from the spectator bench. Adam on cameras now instead. And a lot of map control. Early kill. BDS almost own the entirety of top 4 besides Spirits is sitting up there inside of Armory.
Dream on the Chichanka, by the way. It's not something we see every day, especially on this bomb site. That's nice. He's actually managed to... Yeah, not only plant denial, but also just vision denial. We can't have users continue looking into sight.
They could just drop the hatch, that's the issue. Because they lost top control, the Chichanka Fire can stop them from planting default by the window. Great. But if you drop the bathroom hatch and plant in the stall, especially with a Monty, I don't see any way for Unwanted to deny that plant, especially with those vert control. Spirits is an Armory. He could go for a flank later on. That could be the way back in the round for Unwanted, but it's not a guarantee, and it's not very safe.
Oh, and this is perfect. Yeah. Actually, the nade is able to take it down first from
now they
users.
can just drop in a second here.
This is pretty much perfect here. It is being watched, though, that flank opportunity by Shaiko on the top floor. Plant going down from Breedy. Cover vertically from Leaguefact as these players inside of Workshop have been spotted, and they don't even try and go for the flank. They don't even try and deny the plant. They were hoping that the Chichanka's fire would be enough. Breedy takes a little bit of damage to it, but it doesn't really mean anything. The timing there is unfortunate for Leaguefact as Spirits takes him down. The top floor, though, retaken by Usus and Shaiko together as they finish him off. Now they got vertical domination, but Dream has done well to take down Breedy. Now he just needs some cover.
Blackbeard.
Come on, Blackbeard is the perfect operator for this position. Hot and cold has got to win the fight. Usus cleans him up. All up to Gav now. He's too far from home. Shaiko and Users have the vertical domination, and there's nothing for it. Beautiful attack from BDS. There was nothing Unwanted could do about it.
You hear the celebration for Leaguefact screaming right now. They're doing so good in these rounds, and Unwanted is kind of looking a bit too much like Clubhouse, where they're not really willing to fight around the map and fight for map space. They're saying, you can take office, you can have archives, you can have the hatch. You know what? Just take the damn bomb site. They didn't even try and shut down the plant. I don't know if it's because they didn't know or didn't have an answer, but they got to change up their entire playstyle right now, and I love this tactical timeout timing because Mint realizes this too. If they continue with this way, they're not going to win rounds. They need to change it up.
2 in a row.
I wish I could hear him. I wish I could hear him.
Yeah.
It's third map. You've seen everything that's happened so far. You know your players. You know your team. You know those tons of strats in that book right there. But which one do you use? What do you change and why? And then, of course, with BDS, they talk with their support staff as well. What are they going to expect to happen?
Especially after taking 2 successful bomb sites on the attacking side for BDS. If you're Unwanted, you're thinking, God, where do we go next? We've tried Armory, didn't work. We've tried Tellers, didn't work. Those are really the only 2 good bomb sites on this map. Vents Workshop, very criticized.
Oh my God. I was going to say... what about Customs?
Damn.
And then I looked to my left and I saw they
There's
actually
no
did
way.
it. They actually did it.
What is it? The reprisal of Customs. We've seen so much of it so far,
Yeah.
this SI. I don't know if other guys have casted it in other matches, but we've seen it at least 3 or 4 times.
It's the 3rd or 4th time, correct, yeah. I can remember 2 at least. The thing about Customs is that my fear in this is that a lot of teams don't get to practice or play against all that often, so it kind of goes out of meta. People kind of quote-unquote forget about it, or you make a new strat for it, and then rinse repeat the cycle. It can really work out. The only issue is you need to heavy hold security where Gavin is upstairs. That gives you the entire bomb side. But if you go back to my first point, I think players like Gavin and Adam, they are so good in those play-to-die positions. This bomb site works so well around that if they can play in that spot continuously.
Yeah, how do you do that against the Monty
And
Blackbeard combo.
Exactly, that's the problem. How do you deal with that? This operator lineup has no counters besides the frost mats. This might not be the best idea given BDS's playstyle, but then again, you go back to the first and second map. How much shield did BDS play? Not a whole lot. Sometimes pretty on the Monty, but that was really all they showed us. And now all of a sudden, it's double shield 2 rounds in a row. Or 2 rounds overall.
One thing going for Unwanted is there is a decent amount of map for BDS to take. That said, BDS are just going to get an early breach on the site, and I really like this. You put some pressure on the site, it has this effect on the psychology of the roamers, thinking, okay, do we have to go back? Do we have to go back? Makes it much harder to hold their position. Unwanted, though, with these castle barricades and reinforcements upstairs, have put a lot of setup in for BDS to try and take down before they can start contesting these key positions. Like you mentioned, Gav is playing at the moment.
Or praising Dream earlier, but for being such a good anchor player, never screaming for help, making these rumors fall back too early. Banshee gives out the position of League Effect instead of Archives, advancing forward with half the round burned so far. BDS have done the hard breaching, done the soft breaching. Now they need to play for map control, maybe go for a kill, but Adam has the right read. He heard the Banshee earlier on. If League Effect doesn't get the timing right here, he might just walk into his own demise.
It's an off angle for League Effect as well. He likely won't be checking this position, and Adam gets the fight. Good response from outside from Solotov. Unfortunately for Leakafak, he's taken down just before that angle is opened up. And Hot and Cold is able to trade downstairs. BDS a little bit separated here, and it's allowing Unwanted to get the better of them.
I mean, you asked why go to this bomb site. I said some teams don't know how to attack it. Does this look that they know what they're doing? BDS are falling apart.
Good trade. Nice pre-fire from Solotov. Gav goes down. That is, for the most part, I believe, top floor control.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of these Unwanted players have sunk back towards the site.
Now it's like open area bank. They're playing downstairs. They can flank up the staircases. They still got side control. The issue is Monty is great in a lot of situations. In a 2v3, you're one gun down. When he starts planting, it's so much for Solotov to cover. They have to try and bait out maybe a kill if they can. Dream's got a C4. He's the most important player, and they're just planting right now.
Been heard. Here comes a C4 out of Dream. Pre-ripped. He faked it. Oh, that's a missed C4, though. Thankfully for Spirits, he can jump outside and jump back in the window of sight and find a second one as well. Beautiful flank from Spirits and Unwanted finally getting on the board of Border.
So what could BDS have done differently in that round? Typically what you want to see is to figure out, okay, what are the key pieces that hold that bomb set together? It's security. Basically, to attack security, you want to take top floor control. If you take the Monty into, let's say, Archives, and you take, Office, Archives into Armory, you cut the map in half top floor. That means the defenders and security have nowhere to run. They can drop down the hatch and give up top floor for free. They can fight it out with their lives. But you got Blackbeard Monty. They shouldn't win those fights, right? Instead, what happens? League Effect solo walks in Archives, and then they play from outside the building expecting swings aggressively from Unwanted maybe, but that doesn't happen, so they lose so many bodies before entering the building, and the second last player alive is the Monty, who should be first in the building. Yeah. So it did feel like to me that BDS didn't have an exact, okay, this is going to be how we approach it. They're kind of rank styling it, and I don't mean that negatively, but imagine you get your best 5 friends together and you go, okay guys, what do you want to do this round? And that's just not good enough for customs, because it's a bomb set that's heavily about the setup. Just like Archive Stellars, for example.
Yeah, well, funnily enough, we're going to go back to the top floor now as it's unlocked, or has been unlocked this whole time for Unwanted. They just failed to successfully defend it.
Yeah.
But we've seen a little bit of a change of tack. The Echo brought out. The Frost also stuck from the previous rounds. The Castle's the thing that's been dropped here for Unwanted.
I don't hate it, because like, what's the Castle been doing so far? It's been getting Flourish Stoned.
Yeah.
And it's been destroyed 1-for-1. But this also means that BDS can free up their attack and up their lineup. That's what we have to keep in mind. Castle did do something. It forced up the floors. Now we have Zero, we have Grim, we have League Effect on the buck. Very active lineup here for BDS with a ton of intel to work with, and they can do it vertically. So, we have a different attack approach, and I love that. Keep Unwanted on their toes. It's a great drone.
Man, Brede has so many Sam cams as well.
Here we go.
This is going to be cheeky. Here, the buck. A little bit of damage done to Gav. He falls back. E1D reveals his position, but he should be safe for now. He needs the combination of the buck and some lateral pressure to flush out Gav. One alone is not going to be enough. He can continue to contest that vert. He's sitting safely on that reinforced hatch.
This is so good.
They know exactly where he is, but they can't do anything about it.
Nope. No nades. Well, they have used nades actually online, but he's not in the right position to use them. Maybe they can air jab him. This is a frustrating thing. You know exactly where he is. Always there.
Oh, the angle, surely. So close to having the angle is Leakerfact. Dream somehow finds Solotov, and here come the nades, but I'm not sure if Leakerfact's in position to find him. The first nade goes on to Gav, and Dream's found Shaiko. Somehow Unwanted are baiting picks, while BDS are trying to hunt down just one player inside a CCTV. E1D goes out. Finally, Leakerfact will finish him off, thanks to Skeleton Key from below, but the damage has been done.
Value found for Gavin. Dream getting those 2 kills around him. And I mean, there's over half the round burnt. All the flashbangs are gone. 1 nade left. Line scans. I mean, that took so much effort and utility. BDS, again, plan B initiated. They gotta go for broke. Rotate around to archives. Hopefully there's gonna be a gap. If not, they gotta create one by hitting some nasty shots. The 2 people working together. Around office. Archive store. League effect, of course, went to East Stairs.
It's a late rotate for BDS. Unwanted is still well positioned. I mean, all that effort, and BDS aren't even executing on the CCTV side. And they still have to clear Adam's position here. Oh, he finds the kill as well on a Leakerfact. Is there a trade? No, there is not. Dream supporting him with a C4. 3K for him for the round. All up to Brede now. As Sam Fisher looks to act his age and school some youngers. It's Dream, Hot and Cold, and Spirits holding on. Brede finds the first. Diffuser in pocket, baited out. But Hot and Cold, remember, here's the Echo. He should be able to deny this plant. He doesn't even need to use the drones because he's got that SMG, and he will pave way forward for Unwanted to tie the score.
Yeah. So to explain what happened that round. So essentially what the case is, Gavin was stuck on the hatch, and you think to yourself, when that nade goes out, how does he run away? It's because Solotov was on that break room door, died to Dream shortly before. So Dream allowed Gavin to live by opening up the angles for him to run around the building and escape for as long as possible. So gunfights there for Dream going the right way really carries Unwanted with the support work. Let's go. Also, I believe both Yokai drones were shot towards the end of the round. So there's a 2v1 gunfight there.
Right. I didn't see those
At least no
getting
defenders
shot.
are spectating them.
Yeah. No, probably a good read. I mean, that is at least something that BDS managed to achieve in that round while they were so distracted with poor Gavin hiding in CCTV. I do wonder if perhaps the Yokais were found out partly by the Sam cams as well. Because you get that little laser shot.
So many of
He
them,
had
right?
6 Sam cams, right? It's
Yeah,
crazy.
he had 4, and they didn't give him a 5th. They gave him a 6th.
Yeah,
they went
that's right.
+2, which is kind of it's one of those things where I think Zero is massively underplayed. Same with Sense, and teams are slowly figuring it out. It is hard to play both of those operators because they are gadget oriented. But I love seeing a little bit of action sometimes.
There's a lot of operators to pick between on the attacking side. Like, so much value, so many powerful operators. You got to decide what fits your lineup. Back in the day, we just went for the most well-rounded operators. But these days, you can pick things a little bit more specialist.
It's going to be Ying bathroom drone hole to blind all the bathroom players.
Oh, here we
Glass,
go.
smoke, Monty in, plant deep on side, landscape goes out.
All right, in goes the Montaigne. Solotov finds the opening kill. Users watching for the hash drop. A second smoke goes out. He's still watching. The Yokai denies the plant, but just for a brief moment. And again, Brede still trying to force that plant down. He goes again. Solotov has found a second kill. Where on earth is Solotov finding these picks from? Unwanted still trying to deny this plant, but BDS will pull it off. Leakerfact upstairs immediately jumps in on the back of taking down Adam. It's too late now for Dream to use those Yokai drones to deny the plant. He might be able to use them to try and kill this Montaigne, but only if his teammate is there and ready to assist him.
2v5 is almost impossible. I mean, Dream and Gavin gotta find some mid players. The upside down repel and the hash drop down to free people. What else? It's a Monty right next to you. What are you gonna do about it?
Well, you can find one kill, but a 1v5 is not going to be possible. Almost a shot from Solotov. Dream looking to try and reposition, go in a workshop, but there's no way that he will make this one happen. Crossfired by all of the BDS players. And a well-planned rush goes in favor of the French.
Couple issues there. Echo, great operator for a plant deny, low on time. Terrible when you're getting rushed because those 2 Yokai stuns, they can slow things down by about 10, 11, 12 seconds. They got the whole round to play with. They had glass, they had the smokes. There were not a single C4 in the defender lineup. No smoke, no warden. They couldn't do anything about that rush. And then Solotov walked in passport while the execute started and found those 2 picks cutting off the bomb site by that blue double door. So BDS, I mean, they just had such a good understanding that Unwanted had the wrong defending lineup to stop that push.
Great read from BDS, and what Stuflex was saying at the end of that round was just one more round. One more round.
Yeah.
He's not even looking too far ahead to the game. He's just thinking about this half. And on the attacking side, BDS, I mean, it's not easy, right? Unwanted got 2 defenses in a row. They have quite hard to break through setups a lot of the time. BDS are finally getting some reads on the board. One more round. If Unwanted win it, then we're going to be even again going into the second half.
Yeah. Biggest thing right now, you know, as a player is when you get rushed like that, you're gonna go into this upcoming round being like, okay, we can't stray too far off the bomb site. We have to now play Warden to respect the possibility of those smoke units again, and it's gonna miss a little bit with your own game plan because BDS have forced your hand by exposing a weakness previously. Thankfully for Unwanted, this happened on the second last defending round. You don't have to live with this fear for a very long time. You do need to just figure out for this one. Push on inside.
Oh, this is good value. If you can take this bulletproof cam,
You can then hide the drone after. They have constant side information. So BDS know it's going to be 4 or 5 people upstairs. Yeah, just Solis below right now. Bombset is weak. That's what it looks like, but do not be fooled. You cannot just rush the side here with a Monty, smoke and plant. We got the Solis, we got the Warden. BDS are respecting that. They know they need to attack top floor a little bit.
The one thing that Unwanted are missing on this defense, however, is explosives. They don't have any C4s. They don't have any impact grenades. It's going to be really hard to take down that Monty.
I like this shield. BDS might just go for a plant here. Warden's going to be looking down, then push top at the same time. You got to set up for it.
Good pick.
The run out.
Yeah, and it's the Solas as well, which is the main info gatherer. We have discovered where that plant was going. Look how deep Hot and Cold got all the way outside the main door. Very desperate. And immediately BDS, with their numbers advantage, rotate players.
You can totally go for plant here. EMP the Warden, smoke off and plant. This could very well work.
Is it a bait? No, it's serious. Breeday's going in for it.
EMP can see.
Spirit's still trying to look down through these holes, but like you said, he can't see through the smoke while his glasses are EMP'd. The plant denied, however. Adam has snuck in and also claimed Leakafak. Advantage Unwanted as BDS have that diffuser cold on the ground in the middle of the bomb site.
Very lackluster. It looked so good. It was so clean, but somehow, somewhere, Adam found the Monty plant in the smoke as a Fenrir, by the way. Jagus gets 1 kill for him, though. Back to a 2v3.
Shaiko, nade goes out. Now Gavin's position revealed. Oh, Shaiko wants to fight him. He says, give me that chance. Make my day. Moving into site, diffuser picked up for Shaiko, but guess who's on site again? Adam is second of the round, making a 3K. Big from the new guy on the block. And it turns out the first half is an even result, 3 rounds apiece.
I mean, Adam's saving the round massively there. I don't know how he killed the Monty in the middle of that smoke grenade, but it was clean. The Monty just snapped, headshot, died, and that slows down the entire push in BDS. Makes it almost impossible. They had 1 set of smokes. They only had the Monty that could plant safely. So when Monty dies, it's time for Plan C. Plan A was a roam clear. Went for Plan B, the straight take. Plan C got activated. They didn't find any success. That 3-3 scoreline. Stuflex won it another round. That 4-2. It didn't happen. And Border historically has been attacker favored. But I always think that's a bit elusive because it comes down to how do you execute. You can be on Border that's attacker favored, but if you are terrible at attacking, it doesn't matter all that much.
Something Vince, I just heard a call from my...
The same.
Yeah, I don't quite know what our producer was... I think our observer knew how that plan got denied.
Oh.
And it's trying to tell our producer, and I didn't understand what the producer was saying. That's okay. We might get that information eventually.
Oh, he might have been in the rotate and then got an angle on it.
That's apparently what happened. Yeah, I think that's what happened.
Okay.
Oh, well.
He's just crazy with it.
Yeah. Well played from Adam. Great round from him overall. I've been really impressed by him. Like, I didn't know much about the guy. I knew that he played in the Montreal Major, and that was about it. First SI,
that was
though.
about it.
Yeah, that was literally all I knew. He played. Well, he came last. It was on Steel 4L, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, he's had a big up here on Unwanted.
Oh, he has.
Really loving what I'm seeing out of him.
I just think Unwanted, they're good at enabling each other. It's very much like a team game for them. Like, Gavin was so hot as an individual on Consulate. He's been a quiet 2 and 5 so far, and no one's batting an eye. We got the Sense Walls, Honeycomb loves that, Ying for the Chaos effect. If they're going to try and go for a plan like this, it'll be very risky. No shield, no OSA, no safety net, and up against 2C4s and Talk to Babes.
Is this a beta or is this the real deal?
They're gonna go.
In they go, and they're going for kills! Gavin on the front of it, but Users has got him. And amidst the chaos, Unwanted somehow restabilized for 2 picks. BDS have been brought down to their level.
The reset, rotate around. Can they figure out a plant position? Adam is taking Easters control with Dream as well. They're Twitch droning. They're gonna say, we'll take the 2-for-2 trade. We burned so much utility. We can just start over right now. Over half the round to go. Office being found out is completely clear. The issue is Heartbreach nowhere to be found, so the angles that they have that are soft and open, that's all they have to work with. There's a play on the main staircase, stalk away from the bomb side. Adam can catch that kill. It'll make life so much easier.
So close, but Leak Effect gets him and then immediately retreats back to site. Good shout for BDS now. 3 versus 2. Holding on to their positions, but weird off position for Breed A is caught by Dream. Now a 2v2. Very winnable here for the attacking side.
So that's Toxic Babe, and there's, there's a goo mine, so hot and cold, technically speaking, you go into office, sense projector off the bomb site, run deep and go for a plant. Dream has to win the gunfight here on Beaver Door. If he can do that, the plant will absolutely go down. But it's risky, right? Support player, he's 10 and 3. He's been so hot in this matchup.
So that's all it takes, huh? Covering the line of sight with the Sens wall and Dream to cover. Solotov and Leakafak will have to cross this threshold. And it's up to Dream to cover it. That vault was not the right idea, Solotov. And Leakafak's going for a big flank. It's been read well by Dream, who sees his tail. Leakafak eventually takes him down. Down to the 1v1. And information, thanks to that camera, but now taken out. Hot and Cold decides to peel on back. He's got the DMR for the long-range fight.
Oh my god.
But he looks away, and it allows Leakafak to march on forward, spray him on down. He doesn't see the head. No Gas Babe to work with, as he has to bring out that SMG-11 and look for another fight. Getting close. Close that distance. Hot and Cold's got the long-range fight, and he wins it! Stealing the lead for the North Americans.
League Effect, we're hitting some nasty shots in that round. The 2v1 against Dream. I mean, they're running out armory in towards security, jumping that window on small box. I don't think they expected Dream to be on the offense because it's Dream, right? It has to be him crossing. He's a support player. He holds passive angles. No, we've seen Dream multiple times today against BDS, against WSM, advance forward and take those aggressive gunfights with confidence and win them. So intense in that 1v1 as well. Hyping yourself up. You didn't forget Dream though. Good stuff, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, stuff? Was that what he said?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, no, that was really good. I do love that. And again, we're getting a bit of a masterclass out of Sens. Even when it's used so simply, it's so beautiful. An operator that really has not got a lot of love in the past, but has so much merit, especially now with this buff. As I say that, it is getting repicked off of for the Monty. Going for a double shield strat again, it seems.
There's the thing, though. The way that Unwanted plays Siege is very logical. I mean, you could see that play coming from a mile away because it made so much sense that in that 2v2 with one projector left and a guy covering beepers, it's what you have to do. They don't need to overcomplicate or do all these funky, weird things. No, just a big solid round of Rainbow Six Siege. And BDS, they tried to get funky with it, but that flank didn't work out.
Wrong call.
Wrong call. And they happen. It's a very even Steven right now. I mean, the only outlier right now on the scoreboard is Dream 11 and 4. Everyone else in both teams are very close to one another. 6 kills and a top gunner of Adam to Gavin's 2 on BDS. 6 in the top 3 in the bottom. They're so even. If Dream doesn't, if Dream gets shut down, essentially, that'll be a massive boost for BDS.
Dream's been around the block a few times with a lot of like mid-pack teams in NA. He's never really made it to one of the creme de la creme rosters in North America. And now he said that he's going to retire, maybe,
possibly,
if he doesn't get representation, if Unwanted doesn't get picked up by an org after this event. Well, right now, I tell you what, Unwanted are playing out of their minds, up against the world number ones. They're looking so close to making it to the main stage at Six Invitational.
Imagine having a round lead in the third map. I mean, the nerves gotta start creeping on in, but Unwanted, remember this? Technically, they have nothing to lose, right? They're just here. No arc, No big bucks to play for, just pure on passion. They make it look so easy in some of these rounds, but the struggle will start to come. Surely BDS, they will always ramp up, always fight back. They got adaptations of their own. They're holding on to top floor. What I don't want to see from Unwanted, I don't want them to let go of that gas pedal. They've been applying pressure. They're dropping the hatch. BDS right there around the corner. And there's 3 attackers closing in.
Beautiful work from Adam. The hammer and anvil strat for Unwanted working to perfection. And finding that early pick. Solotov has fallen back out of CCTV, down into customs. Now he's looking for pressure in lobby, but the drone work from Unwanted is incessant. Finally, all drones are down. Unwanted have to gun up and march forward. Spirits spots out Shaiko dancing around the angles, and he misses another opportunity to take off his head.
It is so risky, but Adam gets a kill as well. Blackbeard holding on. They're just baiting BDS in.
Oh, and all the floor is torn up, leaving poor Solotov exposed. Uses as well needs to come and support him because Solotov is being pushed back further and further, deeper into the bomb site. Unwanted encircling. Adam claims his third. Solotov is a dead man walking, abused and destroyed by the shields. That's how you get it done, son. Unwanted are looking unkillable.
What are you gonna do? They're trying to find the safe space. They're leaving the bomb site, James. They're trying to figure out how they can stay alive by running outside the building, perhaps. I don't know. SSG might have won a round.
I guess SSG just won a round.
I'm not sure if you guys, SSG might just have won a round. Oh my god, that was loud.
Oh my god. Well, you know what, BDS need to block out that. Block out the sounds of enthusiastic Ashen. They need to focus up right now. Stuflex talking to the roster. Tactical timeout. 20 seconds left in it to figure out what the hell they're going to do from here.
This is Solotov talking. This is very unlike BDS. Always league effect, holding all the shots. There's been a couple of crashes on the player cams. Nothing I want to read into too much, but League Effect and Solotov has had their differences, it seems like, in the server when it comes to strategy and approaches. So seeing this change-up is unique to me. It could be Solotov is calling a shot right now for this map, perhaps, but he's saying, listen to me and give me the comms.
I mean, he must be frustrated after that, imagine.
Oh, it's Solotov, yeah.
That gets done to you, and then immediately into your tactical timeout. I'll tell you what, Unwanted, the vibes are absolutely unmatched.
Oh, they are.
I love seeing Hot and Cold happy. He's just, I mean, he's been around the block for such a long time. He's done so much, and yet, like, where are his trophies, right?
Yeah.
And yet he's still here. He's still absolutely killing it. He actually tweeted before this event when the Unwanted roster was dropped by Beast Coast, when M80 acquired the team and then just picked the 2 best players. Hot and Cold tweeted, what's the point of signing 3-year, $6,000 contracts if we could just be kicked to the curb? Well, guess who's kicked to the curb now? They're 2 rounds away from making top 6 at SI. Somebody pick these guys up.
Oh, it's been a great story for them so far, but the job is not done. We cannot get ahead of ourselves. BDS just had a tactical timeout. And sure, Mint could also talk to his teammates off Unwanted, but it's going to be Stuflex, Solotov, League Effect. They had something to say, something to fix and solve, and they are on defense. They have to try and pick apart. What do we do against the Monty? What do we do against the double shield? They've been struggling with both. And it seems like that good old tale of you ban one, you get the other. They've banned Blitz and Border. That's ridiculous. And they're getting rolled over by a Blackbeard Monty combination round after round after round, just like on Consulate. And they've been unable to adapt to the right environment right now. It's falling apart from them. All Unwanted need is the opening kill. If they get the 5v4, I think that's just round over because BDS don't have the solution.
In goes the E1D, and the IQ of Adam to follow. He's spotting out these Yokais. Now, this is massive value. Yokai's in an awkward spot, though. It's going to be hard to take it down without exposing himself to a lot of angles. So he doesn't go for it just yet. You can hear players walking around above him.
I like this, though. The IQ to assist the Monty in case of any traps. Those Yokai drones, for example. Greedy as well, also an Echo. Full support duty, playing primary shotgun. So if he's last lab on bomb side, he's going to only have the Baron 9 to work with. And Spirits, this is the thing that makes him so great as a shield player. He's the most aggressive, entry, crazy clutch blitz player in the world. But right now, it's passive Monty duty. He has to just stay alive, figure out what does the map look like, where the enemy players playing at. And while that's ongoing, we're seeing Hot and Cold use the Flourish drone, we're seeing the drones going around, Adam with the IQ scanner out. They're just mapping out everything, and then they're going to figure out, okay, this is going to be the push, guys. Spirits is likely going to IGL so much for this round with the intel from Monty.
It's so slow, though. And they are running behind. Solotov finds Gavin. opens the equation for BDS. Unwanted trying to march on forward. Spirit's already taken a hell of a lot of damage here as he makes his way up the main stairs. And Dream loses his fight. Solotov really feeling it now as the Monty starts to hunt him down. Unwanted find their first pick. Still fighting from behind. BDS looking to lock down this map. They just need to fall back.
Jago's sticking around for now. Oh, it could be risky here for him, but he's got those cute barriers.
Oh, nice shot, Shaiko.
It's a good kill. And that's kind of stopped Unwanted now. Spirits from downstairs walking up middle instead of going to Archives Armory. I feel like they went in from the wrong areas of the map, but BDS, maybe that's just them figuring, okay, let's just keep applying the pressure. Let's keep fighting back in this round.
I don't know where Shaiko is, and they're not going to find out either. He's just going to hide here on the mezzanine. He'll pop his head up, easily take down Spirits with, what, the second or third bullet out of his magazine.
That's clean.
Hot and Cold now called upon to 1 versus 4, and Shaiko's got him. Easy as you like for one of the best players to ever touch the game.
Yeah. I can. That's the counter. So that's their approach right now.
Every round,
their
smoke.
sole purpose is to counter the shield operator because they know they're going to play it every single round. They want to force Spirits off that operator or make him miserable playing the operator. So they've recognized it. But I will say again, if Unwanted didn't walk up the middle staircase and send Monty in Archives or in Armory to, you know, just have a horizontal fight with the players, he probably could get more done. Because what happened was that Monty wasn't leading the way forward. It was the guns behind the Monty taking the fight. Monty couldn't advance.
Yeah, it was a very strange strat. I don't really know why Unwanted didn't go directly to Armory, Archives, or CCTV, or Office.
Exactly. Or
they
E-stairs.
Yeah, like literally anywhere.
Yeah.
They never managed to contain those positions. It was a very strange attack. I think it was quite a flawed attack, and BDS capitalized upon it. But you can see BDS, you know, they're not getting lax about it. They're still very locked in. They're still very stressed. Tensions are high. We've got the Smoke. We've got the Ella. We've got Legion. Even Goyo. These combination of trap operators to try and thwart the double shield that Unwanted insists on continuing to run.
But this time it's going to be hot and cold. The more passive Monty, more plant-oriented, where Spirits again enable on the aggression, intrigue, can play the Blackbeard instead. So let's see it. Ella, Goyo, Smoke, Legion, C-Force. I mean, it's all about the shields right now. And of course, this can work. This might be the saving grace of BDS, but there's also a world where they over-focus on the shields and lose track of the bigger picture.
I'm going to say, Dream, unreal. Like, I've never seen Dream play as well as he has in this tournament. I think I've definitely slept on him in the past, but that was huge value out of that Twitch drone. He's currently leading the server for kills with 12 and 5 from playing a very supportive role and doing his supportive role to
He's been
perfection.
solid. He's been so damn solid. Every match that we've cast him, he's been like the MVP or EVP in my mind. This Toxic Bad Gas doing so much damage. Half health to Hot and Cold in a single canister. That is in crazy value. And it's going to further slow down the aggression because the lower Monty gets, the more you got to fear all that chip damage.
That's right. We've seen how good players are at this tournament, shooting the feet of these shield players. Thankfully, the Monty can extend his shield, but even then, if Hot and Cold wants to start really putting pressure on his opponent, he will have to unshield at some point.
Again, the opening kill is also important. Both teams holding on for now.
There's that Monty
in the front. Oh, the timing.
Might be able to kill the Monty if he gets his gas onto him. Gavin is locked out though, and the Monty makes his way forward. Hot and Cold spots him, but doesn't want to unshield as of yet. It's too risky to do so.
No one's holding E-stairs cross. No one's CCTV window.
Adam was too late. He was about 3 seconds too late.
You've had more than half the round to get in that position, my friend. You got to get there faster because that kill right there is your way into this round. Solotov, he's playing security, sure, but he can fall back into Armory in a second here if he wants to. We want to see Hot and Cold. We want to see Spirits, those shields, get active, force the movement, get the kills. But no, not yet.
Careful. Spirits is trying to make his way forward. He needs some support from Hot and Cold. It's so difficult to clear this officer's position. Oh, that's a lot of damage done as well by Shaiko. Onto the feet. Oh, pre-knifing, expecting the pressure. And here comes the Gumai. A C4. Doesn't matter that Shaiko dies because the Blackbeard is down and Gavin is on the floor. Hot and Cold's still low HP as Leakafat comes and finishes off Adam. Finishes off Gavin. Dream and Hot and Cold with nothing left in it. The shield will find one with the pistol. The match point is quickly slipping away from Unwanted's grasp. Leakafat finding one more onto Dream. It's all up to Hot and Cold. Pre-day. gives him a face full of buckshot, and once again ties up the scoreline.
5-5, baby. Give us overtime. Take us all the way. Yes, please. The thing is, BDS, they have now figured it out. And Unwanted, I don't know if this is the pressure getting to them, but they've slowed down their playstyle significantly. They're barely inside the building, and despite being slow, they had the missed timings. They allowed Leaky Fact to run back. They allowed Solotov to run back as well. And then they get flanked later on. You can't be slow, have 6 drones alive, and have gaps. Either you're slow and perfect or you're fast with flaws. You can't play this weird middle ground.
Yeah, I don't know why the cracks have started to appear here for Unwanted.
It's gotta be pressure. I mean, where are the crazy entries? Where are the rush strats? I mean, I'm not saying that you go for it, but they're playing these very sound, very flexible attacking approaches, but they're barely taking the gunfights. They see Shaiko, they go the other way.
Yeah.
Shaiko is 6 and 7, swing him, come on!
Gotta have a bit of an ego.
You do.
None of these players on BDS are playing out of their minds mechanically. My MVP for that round, aside from the flank, was still League of Fact, because from the get-go, he was putting pressure on those shields with those gas babes, using them aggressively, being a little nuisance. They couldn't handle him. They couldn't finish him off. He managed to get away with his life after dealing a hell of a lot of damage and wasting a bunch of time as well.
I don't know if this may be why Solotov is the one calling the shots right now. Digifag has now become that sole player. He does the crazy stuff on his own. It's risky, it might work, it might not, and Solotov can control the other players around him to make plays elsewhere. Because it has seemed like in this series, Digifag has not been the central pillar that everyone is working around so far. And it's worked, it's failed, depending on the map and rounds that you look at. But also, if you change your idea or change up the main leader, Unwanted will see a different BDS that they might not have been prepared for.
Exactly right.
Oh, look at this.
It's been a long day for Unwanted as well, after already taking down W7M 2-0 this morning. This is their 5th map of Rainbow Six for the day.
With a big break in between.
Yeah, with a huge break. And we know as well, like, having a big break in the middle of a long day can actually be really exhausting.
I mean, the thing is, when you play Pro League as a player, you get up to 110%, you play the game, you're full of adrenaline, now you gotta calm down, only to ramp back up after 4 hours. That's incredibly difficult, especially for less experienced players like Adam, who hasn't maybe done this at this level before.
And yeah, Adam is still performing out of his mind.
He is. Gavin slowed down a little bit, 4 and 8.
Gavin was
the curve.
Next level on Consulate. He was the guy in the server. Spirits is struggling a little bit to have the impact of the shields. Of course, we've juggled around the shields a little bit. Hot and Cold's giving that Monty to Spirits. No more Blackbeard.
I feel they're just going to try and plan it. It's not going to work. It's so simple. They have no map control.
Seems risky.
Yeah,
Solotov will take down Spirits. Goodbye to the Monty. Goodbye to Unwanted. BDS are just farming at this point. Without Unwanted even being able to try and execute, the diffuser is down on the ground. Unwanted spots out Leaky Fact. Leaky Fact gets away with his life, with full HP as well. Gav upstairs, going for a backstab, but he's not going to be given anything. Shaiko on site, turns around. What a shot from Gavin! The Pre-Day will trade him on back. It's up to Dream. I don't care how well he's played so far. Nobody's winning this 1 versus 4.
The issue of attacking, you gotta keep fighting, keep taking risks, you gotta keep making the plays not wanted that they go off the gas. They're slowing down. They didn't even enter the building. They're trying to walk in and go for a plan. It's not gonna work. BDS still there and it's shut down the round. Solotov now has figured out, how do we beat this team? Well, counter the shields, play passive, don't give them any aggression. BDS are taking 0 unnecessary risk, but all the calculated risk together. I want to see Unwanted fire up on this potential final round. I wish Mint had a tactical timeout, because I bet you he's standing there saying, I know what the problems are. I see the issues. We're getting quiet. We're not there. We're not taking the risks. And every single time he's been talking to the boys, they keep finding success afterwards. But they called it earlier. They're on their own, these players.
And this rejuvenation for BDS came on the back of that tactical timeout that they called. Stu flexed it a little bit, but it was mostly Solotov, as you said. And he has kept that leadership throughout the rest of this map, and it has worked. He made the call. Guys, we're going to play to counter those shields. And we have seen it work to perfection. Unwanted looking lost. They're going for desperate attacks, and it's not working. Now they have one last chance to push it into overtime. After the incredible performance we've seen from Unwanted this morning against W7M, after making a comeback from their 7-1 deficit on Clubhouse to then win the second map, Unwanted have felt like the better team today. And yet, here they are staring down their opponent's match point.
position Unwanted are in is very simple. Risk assessment. When a round score is 0-0, you can do the craziest play of your career with zero pressure, because if you lose the round, it doesn't matter. Those are not the current odds at hand. If you made the play of your life, and it doesn't work out, you look like a fool, your team is 4v5, and you're gonna feel like you threw that round for your team and for yourself. But sometimes a play has to be made. We've seen what happens when inaction is present, when you don't make the play. That's been the last 2-3 rounds for Unwanted. They got the Yane, they got Blackbeard, they got playmaking operators. We know they got the players that are capable. We've seen it so far, even only a couple of rounds ago. But they've disappeared seemingly. BDS is where Shaiko is dangerous. He is such an ego challenge player, swinging out, Toxic Babe, Leaky Fag is there. They're always duoing up. There's no soul players from BDS that can pick it because they jump at the window.
Oh, what is that?
The air jab.
Oh, the air jab, and it just enables the swing from Shaiko, who doesn't find what he's looking for. It's an even trade, but you know what? That Monty is down. That's Unwanted's secret weapon.
I think this favors Unwanted for sure. They get the opening, so to speak. It's a trade, sure, but it's 4 versus 4 with Shaiko on HP. And BDS, because of that aggressive play, they've fallen back and surrendered so much map control. Unwanted are joining it out. They still got 6 drones, plenty of intel. They can speed up a little bit right now and have a little bit spare time for the bomb site itself later on. They still are good to go. 2 Incandelas, 2 smoke grenades. I mean, they've got Selma charge. They can get the hatch upstairs if they need to. They got all the right tools, besides vertical destruction. They just can't get picked apart by flank right now. That would be the end of them.
How do they isolate these players, though? Oh,
not the...
He flank. He picked up his barbed wire so he can go for a silent flank later. That is cheeky. Maybe he can even reposition it. At this point, all eyes are on Unwanted as they poise towards the site. Goo Mines.
It's free. They can
sort it out. Dreams started to figure out, hey, guys, there's nothing here.
In the stall, though, there is an Asami. They might have misread this, actually.
Oh my God! Shaiko! Surely not another one. Adam puts him down. The damage may have been dealt. BDS, stand firm. Unwanted, begin to plant. Where is the plant denial? They might not need to deny the plant. They might need to retake. Oh, but the cover from Dream. He gets out alive, but it's Adam versus Leakafak from upstairs. With that plant yet to go down. And Leakafak has been phenomenal all day. He rotates upstairs. And it's a switch of positions as Adam, time ticking away, gets that diffuser and starts to plant it down. Leakafak drops and the drone is taken down. He's going to be able to go for this kill. He sprays him. Adam with the world on his shoulders as Leakafak just waits, bides his time patiently. So much information for him, but no gas to work with. Adam has to hold firm, but Leakafak's got him dead to rights. Revenge is best served hot. They might have missed out in Manchester, but BDS are bigger and better in Boston.
You see the whole team celebrating behind Leakafak. The captain, the IGL, maybe not on border, but for the team overall. It's been a struggle of an invite so far for this team, but they come together when they need it the most. Leakafak wins the 1v1. Wow. BDS, I guarantee the crowd.
And a huge comeback for BDS, winning 4 rounds in a row. After the turmoil of Consulate, BDS did everything that they needed, and we will see this French and European roster on the main stage at Six Invitational in Boston.
You see the Unwanted players right now, of course, being so close, disappointed, not getting those final rounds they wanted, but they fought so well, and they've beaten expectations. They've impressed, and they've surprised, and they're not out. There's a lower bracket. They can keep fighting, but the thing is, for these players, there was a dream, and the dream was right in front of them, not the player, and all of a sudden, it's gone. They gotta rest up, fight another day, lower bracket, more exposure, more experience, and they can grow so much more from this if they can keep staying in the tournament day after day after day.
I guess one upset was as much as Unwanted could muster. They might have got the better of W7M, but BDS stand tall here in the upper bracket. Unwanted go down into the lower bracket to take on CH.